Today, at sentencing, Cooper asked for mercy, blaming his near murderous actions on the illegal drug PCP.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Procrastinators Podcast. I'd like to thank myself for being here. Also, Tom Oliver is here.
Yeah, and I'd like to thank myself for being better than everybody. It's official.
Well,
I just leveled up last night, and I'm
Yeah.
officially higher level than all of you, and it feels great. It feels good.
Well, you are working on a Sunday, which is a few deductions of, that's bad. Please
Deductions?
don't like that.
No.
Yeah.
No. I don't.
Okay.
I don't work. I work for the other guy.
Okay. Ben is here. Ben
Me
sings.
too.
Yeah, boy.
Boy, oh boy.
Hi.
Lethal Aurora Mage is here.
Toil, you worms. That is a quote.
From Satan or from God?
From Space Funeral.
From
You worms, you slime.
No, from Rules Card, from a thing.
I don't know what that is.
Oh,
Well-
yeah, from the thing. Rules
From the
card.
thing.
Nate.
Yes.
Okay.
Rules card.
Gigi Bro, After Dark, but it's still day.
I'm proud of myself for being awake in the daytime for once.
Yeah.
It's not glamorous, but it's happening.
That's true. And Munchie is here.
The Procrastinators Podcast, more like the Procrastinators Phone In, because we're phoning it in. Unlike Toby Fox with his genuine creative spirit for making this game? Question mark?
That's a fair thing to say. Everyone, in case you aren't aware, essentially the demo for Undertale 2, aka Deltarune, is out.
It's not a demo. It's chapter 1.
No?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess he did call it a demo at some point.
Did he call it a demo?
No,
Okay.
he said it's sort of a demo, so...
Okay, fair enough. Deltarune,
I mean,
it's out.
in as much as the demo for Undertale was also basically chapter 1 of Undertale. Like, it wasn't changed in the final game, right?
Yeah, I mean, it
No.
was changed a little bit, but the man called it a demo. It's not my fault. He fucking called it a demo.
It's also
All
called
right,
Chapter
anyway.
1. It's both. It's both.
Let me just take everybody back to there was a day in which there was discussion on the best game ever.
Oh, wait, hold on,
this
quick.
channel
We're probably gonna...
Literally.
Hold on.
What?
Quickly, we're probably gonna say a lot of spoilers about this, so if you haven't played
Oh,
it...
sure.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's
had to-
definitely
I
yeah.
forgot that
It's
people
like
like
2
things.
hours long. People
So
play
listen
it.
regardless of whether you played the game, because spoilers don't matter.
Oh my god!
Ryan.
Oh
No one
my
agrees
god.
with you.
Hey,
Yeah.
December 23rd, 2015.
Munchie, you say nobody agrees with me, but every time I bring this up, there's a bunch of comments that are like, "Thank God," or
I
"Savior
don't know.
Digi
I
has
think
finally
they're,
killed
they're,
the spoiler
they're
babies."
deviants. They're deviants.
They're just as much people saying that you're dumb.
A
So-
fucking.
I haven't seen
idiot.
these people.
Well,
I
They're
don't
right
see this
here
one. I
talking
don't
to you
see them.
right now.
None of you exist. I created you all to fuck with myself.
in 1 month and 19 days, it will have been 3 years since the first episode of the PCP, Best Game
God.
Ever, went up on YouTube, and it was
Three
primarily a
fucking
discussion of
years?
Undertale. 3 years. That's right, almost 3 years. How take note, viewers. How has your life changed in these last 3 years? And most of you were young, so you probably just went through school.
That
But
can't be
hopefully
this.
It's for the better.
This is
I hope
episode
so.
like what 132.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, wouldn't 3 years be like 200?
Ben,
Episodes?
are you insinuating that we've been on time every week?
We actually have, I think, posted an episode literally every week. I think in that whole time.
So it
but
can't-
Oh, we've definitely, in the early days, we were late a lot more often.
Why would it be 200? 3 years would be 156 episodes.
Wait.
yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh God.
There's-
I just miscounted. Fuck it.
Okay,
yeah,
so
I'm
we
an
probably
idiot.
missed some things here and there. Okay, well, anyway, regardless of all that reflection, so Undertale's a pretty good game.
No.
And
I was actually just
when I
thinking
think about
this.
the fandom and stuff, I can forget that, but it actually is really good.
I was
It's a
actually
really good game.
I was shut up. I was just thinking about this the other day. Is that I really think it was kind of dumb, and we went a little overboard praising Undertale. I don't think it's bad in hindsight.
Really?
Yeah,
Says the guy that was very first knee-deep in Undertale.
sure.
Yeah, I'm
true.
like-
I
Ben
was
was literally the first guy to get into Undertale of any of us.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is
yeah.
true.
I was.
He got me into the demo.
And
Ben, right now, give Undertale a score.
9.
Okay. That's pretty good.
Out of
Uh,
what?
Right.
Out of what?
I feel that it has I don't feel like I wouldn't say it's aged badly, but I do think that age has kind of started to rust it a little bit.
I think it's maybe just the oversaturation and people just not letting it die out. So
No, that's not it. The problem is that in hindsight, I feel like the further out from Undertale we get, looking back, we can sort of see that it's just a collection of gimmicks. Like,
Well, okay, hang on. Okay, I'm sympathetic to that view, but is that not kind of... I mean, okay, you say gimmicks, so that's a reasonable case to make, I suppose. But, like, I feel like it was quite trend-setting in many ways, and it's only natural that, like, the games that were trendsetters, as things kind of evolve, become sort of passé, because other things have, like, incorporated their elements. Like, Undertale was definitely the biggest, like, fourth wall meta-breaking game of its time, and then you got, like, that unicorn game that... Like, you know, where you're like playing an arcade game or something.
Always,
say-
I wanna be
Not
with
that
you.
one.
That's
and
the
make
best
believe
fucking
with
unicorn
you.
game, only because of that song. I want to add to that, Ben. I think that
Nate,
really
I
the
totally
issue is-
disagree that anything you just said was relevant. That has nothing to do with it.
Okay.
I think that Undertale, at the time, was over-considered for having done like lots of new things, when most of what the game did was not like I would say there's a small percentile of newness, and that newness is valuable, and I loved it even at the time. That's why I respect the game as much as I do, that there are ways I think it pushed things a little farther than any game ever had in the third wall breaking shit and like the meta aspect. But like aside from that small variance of percentile, everything else had been done before. But like, and that's not a bad thing, you know, being a coagulation. I'm generally a fan of media like that, you know. It's a matter of how well you execute it, and I think in Undertale's case, it executed everything very well, but when you compare it to something that is more professional, like something that isn't developed by a single person, like for instance a Mother game, you know, there's just like a more richness of ideas and presentation that maybe Undertale, you know, like
that's a
to
good
give
comparison to compare to the Mother series.
Right, of course. Well, obviously its biggest influence.
Yeah.
Like, and not just that, but something like Shin Megami Tensei, Toho, all these games that influenced it. Like, anything Undertale did, I think that its influences did individually those things better, but because of the fact that it combined all of those things and added its own spice, it's still a great game. But to consider it like best game ever, 10 out of 10, is to ignore the fact that individually those elements are not the best they could be.
I think
you know?
that when you look at Undertale in its totality, you have, you know, some fun gimmicks like the whole saving thing, timeline thing, whatever. Which is honestly...
Isn't it a bit cruel to call it a gimmick? A bit overly critical?
It's totally a gimmick.
It's a central component of the game.
More than that, it's a gimmick that is almost dropped after like it almost, other than multiple endings, it like the only time it's ever relevant in the story is in like the Toriel battle, and even then it's not. It's mostly just relevant to like choosing your ending, which is like, I don't know. It's fine. It's cool. It's a good gimmick, but it's still a gimmick.
I think that the reason you're feeling this, Ben, is that playing this new game kind of reveals what Toby's real priorities are. That like he is very into more the surface level of what Undertale was.
Yeah.
Because this game plays a lot more into that than like the weird, crazy meta shit.
Okay, I have two things to say. To finish the point I was just making, I think that...
Sorry.
No, it's fine. There's gimmicks, and, you know, there's gags, and there's, like, meta gags, and they're good, and they're funny, but, like, at its core, it's, like, core narrative is pretty, you know, cliche, pretty cheesy, something... It's just kind of an amalgamation of stuff you've seen before, and it's not that strong. It's solid, but it's not... like, compared to something like Lisa, that has fewer gimmicks, but it has, I think... when you really step back and look at it, it has a much stronger and more compelling, like, core narrative to it.
I'm still not sure if I agree if it's a gimmick.
Wait, what's a gimmick? The save thing?
Yeah.
Okay, about Deltarune, right? You know, when we were playing it, I spent the whole time waiting for the shoe to drop, waiting for the twist to come, waiting for the game to play its hand and say, okay, no, this is what it's actually doing, and everything we were doing before was just a trick. Maybe I have fucking Stockholm Syndrome or something. I'm actually still waiting for that. I still kind of think that in like a future chapter, something about what like the themes of this chapter.
Undertale, then Deltarune is a different game at this point.
Well,
no, it's oh my god, no, it's not. It's got the same fucking characters.
Dude, I want to say this in defense, kind of Deltarune. Why the fuck didn't Toby just say from the front that the game wasn't Undertale 2?
Yeah, that was a huge mistake. That's like my biggest complaint with Deltarune, and I was going to get into this, is that like by not being clear about what it is, it let everyone speculate and hope that it was going to be it. Because like I think the biggest mistake is that like, because if you read into what the like development of Deltarune has been, like the Deltarune was the first idea, and then Undertale came after, and now he's going back to his first idea, and so all the characters and stuff from Undertale were originally from Deltarune. So I can understand why the Undertale characters are in Deltarune, because that's where they originally were from. However, Undertale is now a huge fucking thing, and it has a bunch of expectations that come with it, and it's like a cultural thing. So by putting the Undertale characters in this new IP, you now have set the expectations of Undertale gameplay mechanics and thematic elements in Deltarune. And then you double down on that by marketing it that way. And, like, the best thing they should have done...
What marketing? You mean when he dropped it out of literally nowhere?
Right.
That marketing?
Yeah, that marketing. Like, that's enough. Like, by being vague about it, instead of saying, I'm going to release a new game, he didn't. He just, like, it was vague enough and that everyone assumed it's Undertale 2.
I think everyone would have picked up if he just said, here's a new game. There's no relation to Undertale. Just me, people would have clicked.
Wait. I don't understand the criticism here.
Not even
because,
called Undertale 2,
hang on. Let me comment. I haven't got to say anything in a minute. What is the actual problem here? Because at no time did I ever think to myself, like, oh, these are obviously like the same characters. This is a sequel. It was so obvious to me from the beginning that this was just an elsewhere story with these characters not being the same ones.
Nate, are you kidding me? The game Undertale ends with the monsters leaving the underground and coming to the surface. This game, it starts out, you see those same characters living on the surface. Why would you not assume that this was a direct sequel?
I slightly exaggerated. It's true. I did wonder about that immediately at the beginning. But as soon as I learned that we're playing as Chris, son of Toriel, and Asriel's away at college, I'm like, oh, this isn't the same world. It's different. It's not the same.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Done.
It's also called Deltarune, not Undertale 2 or anything. Not Undertale 2.
Okay.
Deltarune.
I don't know why you're so hung up on the name, Mage.
Deltarune is literally an anagram of Undertale, so I think it's not even slightly unreasonable to think of it.
With elements rearranged and different, therefore the same things with this game.
I read my fucking video script that I wrote, thank you.
You weren't the first person.
You weren't the first one to come up with that idea, did you? Or the only one?
I wasn't even the one who came up with it in my own video. It was someone in the chat who I ripped off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nate, no, to answer your question, though, Nate, the reason why I was bringing up that as being a problem isn't even because, not narratively, I mean, like, from the meta, like, the way people perceive the game, right? Because Deltarune clearly, like we just said, is focusing on different elements than Undertale is. It's focusing more on those service elements. It's trying to tell a story, develop characters, and it doesn't have a lot of the weird choice and save things. At least this part, we don't know, because the ending implies that some fucky shit went down. We don't know what that is.
We should talk about that.
Right, and I want to, and we're going to get to that. But my thing is that because you have those same characters, just like as a viewer, as you experience those things, like it changes your perception of it, because like you're obviously making mental associations with Undertale, and you're expecting things like Undertale to happen.
May I speak now?
It should be new characters, yes.
Okay, so we start the game by making a new character. We're not choosing to play Kara or you know, it's
Frisk or whatever.
Yeah, or Frisk or whatever. We are making a character, and then at the end of the character maker, it's discarded and says your choices don't matter. You don't choose who you get to be. So I think at that point, it's sort of, you know, when you're making a character, it kind of it implies that you're playing a new game. You're playing a new character. It's going to be something different. You're not playing Frisk anymore because it's someone else.
Except that the character looks exactly like Frisk.
And Kara looks exactly like Frisk.
You could just be another human in the same world.
That's true. Yeah, you could.
Okay,
You could.
wait. Just to address Nate, when you said that finding out Asriel at college, you were like immediately this is an Elsewhere story.
Yeah.
Because he's dead in the real world.
Do you not think that it's equally like that it would make just as much sense to hear that line and think, oh shit, like some kind of time fuckery is going on, or like maybe like
Yeah.
I thought for sure there was a plot relevant reason that was going to happen.
Sure.
Like
I agree.
when that was announced, I didn't think, oh, this is an alternate universe. I thought, oh, when are we going to get the explanation
But
for that?
that explanation itself, Digi, kind of implies that it like when you time travel, you create alternate dimensions or whatever, which
like,
sort of is what you're
that's
saying.
in Undertale. Like they imply that Sans has been to like all these different like timelines and stuff. So like it's very easy to think, oh, this is just another one of those timelines.
Well, okay, I'll give you this. I am still not convinced that the Sans that we see here isn't the same Sans from Undertale. I will need to be convinced
if
of
it's
that.
not, to be honest, because that would make sense for the character.
He is a canonical world-traveling, interdimensional guy. So that
He's not an interdimensional guy. He's just aware of the timelines. He doesn't actually see the different timelines occurring.
I guess you might be right.
I can acknowledge this. Maybe Toby is very bad at talking about his games.
Sure.
Maybe he's overextending himself by saying that it has no relationship to Undertale when it probably does.
Yeah.
Or
It's gonna
maybe
be some, yeah.
maybe it's the opposite. I mean, he's clearly not, like, he clearly doesn't know how to perfectly do this, because the
that's
fact
true.
that there is this much confusion at all.
Okay, guys,
you
correct
know.
me if I'm wrong. I swear it's either this or I'm clairvoyant, because I've seen Susie before. I've seen the sprite, and I think he had dropped screenshots or videos or something like that, like a while ago when he was developing this game.
I have
possible.
no idea.
But does that really matter, though?
Well,
I mean,
it's just maybe at some point he did say something about it not being an Undertale. I just don't remember. I just remember the images.
Sorry, guys, but what? So I just want to I'm happy to disagree with you on this, but like I don't still quite understand the actual problem with that. Is
Nate,
it just that
Nate,
it sets you up for things that you don't get
We're
from the
having
game?
this big conversation right now of
Yeah.
trying to figure out how or even if does Deltarune fit into Undertale. If none of the characters were in Deltarune, there would be no discussion because there would be no conflation. You would understand this is a new game with new characters and a new franchise, has nothing to do with Undertale. By putting those characters back in here, it creates this ambiguity,
But-
and hence the entire conversation we've
Look,
just
the
had.
game obviously has something to do with Undertale. You're like a heart guy. You're in like an
And yet
underground world. There's a
Toby-
Deltarune. Yeah.
Toby tells you on Twitter then, oh, this isn't Undertale and these aren't the same characters.
Right.
They're
This
not
is-
the same
so-
characters, but there are obviously
There's
similarities.
something fucky
and
going
parallels.
on with that. There's something fucky.
Like, okay,
Of course there
I
is. Of
understand
course
from
there
the perspective of being an artist, like, if you have certain characters in your mind, you probably don't just have one version of them, right? Like,
Sure.
I've got a palette of characters that I've used in 10 plus stories I've tried to create that have never come to fruition. Like, the same character imagined 10 different ways. I understand the impetus to put these characters in another game, especially if it was an even earlier idea that he's still passionate about. But, like, all it would have taken was, instead of after you play through the game and wonder about its connection to Undertale for 24 straight hours, he just, before the game came out, said, hey guys, just letting you know, this is not Undertale 2, it's an alternate universe story. And for him to say it, like, a day later is like, why didn't you just fucking say it in the first place? Because, and I mean, anyone who has the experience of playing it after that Twitlonger came out is going to have a totally different mindset about approaching it than we did. But, like, when we were playing it for the first time, everyone in the room was like, what is the relationship of this to Undertale? And it wasn't until we were, like, almost done with the game that Twitlonger came out, and it was like, oh, there is none.
Hey, I could see, by the way, Gib getting real heated in the chat. I'm excited to hear his points later.
Yeah, me too.
I agree with him.
Well, let me just say, Digi, I think there's you could say that all the things you said make sense to me. I could totally understand why someone would feel that way, and you could feel when seeing these things, you could think, man, I don't understand what's going on. This is what's the connection to Undertale? Or you could say to yourself, man, I don't understand what's going on. What's the connection to Undertale? I can't wait to find out.
I don't think there was. Don't let me misplace this. That we were frustrated about that when playing. It was just that feeling of like, particularly in the room that we were in playing this game, which I mean,
you guys seem to have a real Paul going on while you were playing. That game.
I don't hate that it's not Undertale 2 or anything. I feel like the game would have been better served to have the walk around and talk to people and find out that this is an alternate universe segment at the beginning. I think it's weird that it's placed at the end. That I don't understand that decision.
All I'm really saying is that it feels weirdly manipulative. It feels like this game was programmed in such a way that was meant to make you think it was Undertale 2 until the ending.
And
then when you get to the end and you look around and you're like, oh, everything's different, so maybe this isn't connected, and then you read his twit longer and you go, oh, okay, so it's not even in the same universe. And it's just like, if I had known that from the start, there would have been no anticipation. There would have been no need to question
What's the chances that Toby Fox didn't assume people will have such a big cow about it, and he made that Twitter afterwards because there were a lot of backlash because people...
because the twit longer he wrote before the game even came out. That's the first part of it. He was writing questions he assumed people would have.
I see.
Yeah,
okay.
and it's a marketing move. I mean, this is very clearly...
I agree, yeah.
And that's fine, but it affects the long-term status of the game. And now, granted, I think that because of the fact that he isn't even sure if this game will ever actually come out,
what's the marketing
it's all fine.
Here? Like, what's the
marketing is
Mage.
Undertale.
At the beginning of
but
Deltarune,
he's not getting anything out of it.
Toby could have had you start Deltarune, like just you go to school and whatever, and you don't see them. He deliberately puts that driving through town segment to show you, hey, there's Undine, there's Alphys is your teacher. Those things are all strategically done to get your brain jogging about like what is the connect, like what's going on here.
The fucking game opens with you waking up in the same bed the last game ended with you going to bed in. It feels like it picks up 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
That's understandable.
Yeah, it does.
No, but there's a second bed. The room is different.
It is. Yeah, it's different in some ways. That's
the whole
true.
house is different.
Sure, but
I don't think that's enough to make you automatically assume that it's an alternate.
So guys,
just
so I understand it. So the real complaint here is you feel maybe manipulated with false expectations by all this stuff. Is that fair to say?
I mean, I don't even particularly mind. To clarify, the fact that these other characters are in here, I don't mind it, and I actually I understand the desire to want to, especially if this was an idea that had been like cemented in his mind like almost half a decade ago. And like these characters, I would assume, are integral in some way. I understand not wanting to change them. I just think because Undertale is a thing, that it changes people's expectations because they're expecting an Undertale thing. Because, like, again, the whole time we were expecting, okay, when's the Undertale-esque manipulation, the twist, going to happen? Whereas if I had known this is just a separate thing and none of these characters are here, I just would have played the game for what it was.
Here's the thing.
That's where we have to actually get into the actual
I want to
meta.
say something. Here's the thing. I would not have played the game that way because even if I had known, even if Toby had come to me and said, hey, here's this fucking game, it's not Undertale 2, I just called it Deltarune because, I don't know, and then just handed it to me and let me play it, I would not have believed him, and I would have gone through the whole game expecting, like, when's the twist happening? When's the reveal happening? Yeah. I still think so. I still think that
I think so too.
Chapter 2 or Chapter 3 will come out, and we will find that no, Eve. We insisted so much throughout the first chapter that your choices didn't matter, but they did because something.
Let's talk about that.
I was secretly collecting data the whole time, or something.
I mean, it's called survey
I would
program.
like to say that I don't have a problem with the Undertale characters appearing in Deltarune for anticipation reasons. It didn't negatively impact my gaming experience at all, but I would say that it's very strange to me thinking about Toby Fox and his point of view, his angle on this. Imagine that you're so like hyped up, like psyched to do a story with these characters, Sans and Toriel, and then you are staying up all night and waking up in the middle of the night, like it says in the tweet longer, to think about these characters. But then the original story you're thinking of making turns out it's not as good, or for whatever reasons you want to switch to a different story with the same characters. So you make this story. It's a huge popular thing, and many people call it a Gehun Kunstwerk, best game of all time. Why then would you still be excited to do this rump old story. I understand maybe for sentimental reasons, but it just seems strange to me that you would want to use these same characters instead of creating new ones.
Okay, but
I don't really understand why.
Okay, that's I wanted actually to talk about that. Now, as a person who has characters and characters of different universes as well, sometimes it's just like imagine all the stories in Deltarune of the characters. So Toriel and Asgore have split up and stuff like that, and so if he made new characters but kept the stories, I think people would have complained. They're like, "Oh, that's the knockoff Toriel. Oh, that's the knockoff Asgore," you know? And people would have a cow about that, like, and would call him unoriginal. And also,
he could have
like,
just changed the characters so they weren't a one-to-one thing, since it is a new idea.
Yeah, he could have just done a good job making new characters instead.
But it would have changed what he wanted to do with them.
It's definitely possible, but let's not forget that, like, very little of the actual game is involving any of these characters, which I could be like a criticism, but like the real game is not about these characters for Chapter 1. That's maybe going to come later or something. So like the focus is obviously on Lancer, Susie, Rosley or whatever, and you know your guy. That's like the main focus of the game. And these guys, obviously it's setting up and it's designed to entice and be like, oh, what's the connection here?
Okay.
But the real game is that.
That brings me to another thing. Like, it's not just a matter of, like, I felt like everything in this game was structured for you to expect that there was going to be a big twist to how it connects to Undertale. Like, for instance, with that third character's name I've already forgotten.
Ralsei.
I forget too.
Ralsei or Rasley? Ralsei.
Yeah, he's right.
Like, there's some point in the, or like relatively early on, where it is suggested that Ralsei could secretly be Asriel. And as soon as I heard that, I was determined the whole game that it was Asriel. And then at the end, they pull off a mask and they are a goat boy.
Yep.
But then, like, I guess it's another goat boy, but it was just like, it was very strange to have this feeling like
an anagram for Asriel, so
yeah.
Right, it's an anagram. He looks just like him, and like, I mean, even before he pulled off the mask, I was like, oh, he looks exactly like him. And then he pulls off the mask, and he is a goat boy, and it's an anagram, and it's just like, well, is it Asriel or not? I mean, Asriel exists in this universe. It's just like,
but these are
why
the
raise
you're
these
supposed
questions?
To be asking. These are what he intended us to ask, and obviously there's going to be.
It has to be like a second Asriel from another timeline.
Okay, I want to quickly say also just
but. Oh,
two things. One thing, speaking of anagram, Susie's an anagram for issue, and Chris is an anagram for risk. But okay. Other than that, have you guys, like, you know, we were talking about this, oh, this is not Undertale and stuff like that, but in Deltarune, there's a very clear sort of like lighters, darkers, mirror world, whatever, working together, alternate universe. So isn't it like sort of related to Undertale as like a, you know, the darker version of Undertale? Not like dark as in, you know, eviler, but like lighters, darkers. So Undertale, Deltarune, anagrams. A theme like that?
I don't know what you're saying.
I don't know what you're saying, May. It's a theme, thematic.
I think May just pointing out that, like, the thing with Asriel having what seems to be possibly, like, an alternate Dark World version of himself is, like, implied by the whole Dark World, Light World thing. So, like, it makes sense that there would be a parallel of Asriel, even though I think he's the only character who appears to, you know, embody that in the game.
It's not we'll meet all the other ones.
Yeah, it's not
I mean, we'll see, maybe. I don't know.
It's not necessarily that everyone has a darker version of themselves. It's like, I meant like Deltarune is not Undertale, but it's connected to Undertale the way the lighters are connected to darkers, like how it's an anagram. It's sort of like this, it has the parts of, it's sort of the same, but not the same, you know?
I mean, some of that makes sense to me.
I'm trying. Sorry, it's just something that sort of occurred to me, so it's hard to.
All I wish is that before this game had come out, Toby Fox had said, "Hey guys, just letting you know, I'm about to release a game that, for all intents and purposes, is going to look like a crazy sequel to Undertale, but there's more going on. It's not quite." It's like an anagram thing.
Maybe that was implied by the goddamn name of the game, though. And maybe he wanted to use a little artistic flair instead of just stating that fact.
Yeah. I think that's all. I would have liked to had my expectations set appropriately before I started the game, but it's not. I'm not hung up on it.
Okay, so there's
it's
two
fine.
camps: people who were bothered by it and people who were not bothered by it. I doubt we can change each other's experiences at this point. So
look, I agree. So let's talk about something far more interesting and important. Let's talk about the actual themes of Deltarune.
Wait, I want to talk about one thing in specific.
Okay.
Which is at the end, the twist, the twist ending.
Yeah, I want to talk about that too. That's
where
all.
He takes off the mask. Ralsei takes off the mask, and he is a goat boy / maybe Asriel.
Yeah.
And yet neither Chris nor Asriel seem to say it doesn't seem like Ralsei knows Chris, even though Asriel is theoretically his brother in this world. And Chris doesn't say or do anything in response to, Ralsei's reveal. Which, I mean,
it could be player character mute sort of thing, but
that reminds me of a thing.
I guess you're a crazy psycho murderer at the end. So
kinda.
Okay, when they get out of the whole darker place, they end up in a game room, and if you see the game room, it's the abandoned room, whatever. It has all these little cards and checkers and stuff like that. So it's sort of like a bit of I don't remember, like an Alice in Wonderland sort of thing. Maybe not really like.
Well, it's kind of like at the end of Wizard of Oz, all the people she met were people in her life, kind of like that, sort of.
Yeah, but what does that mean?
Well,
what does any of that actually
mean? I don't really know what that's implying. It's sort of implying that maybe these toys were the world they were in some way. I don't know.
I think that was the implication, but I mean, it's hard to we can't really sit here and draw conclusions of an incomplete game.
Yeah.
So this is all set up. I think, and I think that's almost kind of a problem because something that we were complaining about in my playthrough, and it bothered me far less, I think, than everybody else, is that Chapter 1's some basic bitch shit, storyline wise, it's very simple and straightforward and predictable, as opposed to I guess some of the more narrative twists and weird things Undertale tried to do.
We got to talk about the Undertale demo and what it did in comparison to this.
Yeah. I do want to quickly also say that I personally really like the whole story of Deltarune Chapter 1 because it was sort of set up all hey, we're the heroes, we have to save the world, yada yada. But in the end, it's just sort of kids playing pretend, and that's obviously meant to be like that.
That's what was happening.
I mean, thematically, that does make sense. Where you at the end, when you come back and you have all these games scattered around everywhere, it kind of makes it seem like, oh, it's just kids playing. Is that a theme? It's hard to say because we don't have a full thing. But I don't know if it's setting that up to be a theme in the full story. It's very hard to pull themes.
Susie doesn't say, "Oh, it was just a game." She says, "Let's
go back tomorrow."
Let's go back tomorrow, and they don't act like it was all in pretend. And then at the end, you literally are a psycho soul monster.
Right. There's a lot of unknowns.
Yeah, I just said it felt like it. I didn't necessarily mean it was literally just them in the dark playing, because they obviously didn't feel like they were lost.
When we were playing through, we thought that we were wondering is this story simplified and kind of young adultish on purpose? Is this playing with that concept and trying to do something with it? And it doesn't really address that one way or the other. In terms of just judging this on its own, it plays the story straight.
I mean,
but it does fall back on a ton of tropes that there is kind of a whole industry around. These are very common tropes and stuff like that.
Well, regarding the whole Dark World thing and it being a different world or not, I mean, I don't know what this implies, but I'm sure I'm not the only one who noticed that above ground you're wearing Kara colors, and then when you go below ground you turn blue and you're wearing Frisk colors all of a sudden. So I don't know if that implies a literal change. There's something meta going on here for sure with the implications of that color change and the fact that, and this is I don't know, at the end of the game, I don't know if you guys saw this. I tested this. I played this game a bunch of times to make sure I got everything.
Well, the red isn't very frisky, but frisky.
You look exactly. Your colors are Frisk's shirt colors when you go underground. There is zero chance that is just random. And that it's not.
It could be. I'm just saying the red is a bit more reddish rather than magenta.
I don't believe you that it's not the same colors. I don't believe you.
Hold on. I'm gonna look up.
Okay. While you do that,
bust out Photoshop and get the hex values for each shade.
I would love to be corrected if I'm wrong. Well, hang on. But the point about the at the end of the game, right? You rip out your heart when you've beaten the game. Like whatever, you're above ground. You're in the vessel that's wearing the Kara colors. Something's being implied there. You rip out your heart and you throw it in a cage. And I don't know if you guys tested this, but you as the player can still move the heart in the cage.
Whoa.
Yes, correct. You are able to move the heart in the cage when that scene is happening. I tested this, and it's real.
And
so,
no, I did not know that.
I feel that this is the big difference maker, and this is the big meta thing.
That changes
it is
a lot.
huge. This is what because like, and then the vessel there that's wearing
because
Kara
your
colors.
choices don't matter, but that's because you're not the fucking
that's
guy.
Exactly
you're not even
it.
him. You're
the
not
choices
even the
don't
dude.
matter because the vessel took you, the player, out of the equation by ripping out the soul, aka
so
heart,
this game's
putting it in the cage. So honestly, that makes a huge difference.
It has a cool idea. Let's not overstep.
That's pretty good.
And the fact that that is there, and the things that imply, I feel that's going to be what Deltarune is about. Like agency of players.
Surely we'll know one day. I hope.
Yeah,
one day I hope to know.
I can't wait to play this when I'm 40 and really finally get the answer to this question. We'll get on PCP episode
let me just ask you guys this. Everybody, does that make a big difference to you? Does that make you more
Well, it gives me hope.
About,
it encourages me that there is more going on here.
I want to tell you, and because Tom brought up the YA thing, because like a big part of the discussion we were having when we were playing this game is that I kept calling it like youth fiction. That like I was comparing it to like Harry Potter and like that level of very childish characterization and theming. And I didn't mean this as an insult to Toby Fox's inspiration, because I feel like this is a game that he probably wrote. That dude's young as fuck, right? Like, how old is he right now?
Probably 25 maybe now or something. I don't know. Yeah.
So at 2012 that he wrote this, he's a baby, you know, and like this game feels like someone who's trying to express his very personal experiences. The fact that the big wham line, the arc words of this game are quiet people piss me off. Is that what it is? Is that the phrasing?
Your choices don't matter is like the...
I mean, that line is repeated twice.
It's repeated, several times it is said, quiet people piss me off. First by Susie, and then by, I think, and both at very important moments. You know, big dramatic pulls. And this is clearly a game about otherness, about being like an outcast. Susie is this character who's very angry about the fact, not that that people don't accept her for being who she is, you know, that she thinks everyone's already drawn their conclusions about her before they meet her. That, like, I think Toby was very inspired to make this game based on his experiences as a human. You know, clearly this is a game... You fucking take one look at Toby Fox. Obviously, he's a quiet, fucking nerdy motherfucker who's been bullied his whole life. So, like, this game means something to him.
Now
I'm
more
sure.
so than ever.
but also, I feel like when I looked at this game, I saw Toby trying to work through something, like trying to work through his past and get this off of his chest finally. But he's doing it in a very basic and generic way, and I don't even mean that as an insult. Like,
let's
it's
talk about
fine.
that.
It's well constructed. He's telling the story as well as any other youth novelist would. It's as good as Harry Potter. I'm 27 and I don't need to read fucking Harry Potter.
All right, let's get into that. This is what I care about most of all. Okay, what made Undertale one of my favorite games of all time? I played. Ben turned me onto the demo. He just said it's great. Nate, go play it. I said okay. I play it. I'm fighting Toriel. I get to the end, and I kill her, and I get a bad ending. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try this again and not kill her. See what happens. I spare Toriel this time, and Flowey tells me like, "Lol, you think you can just like not kill her? I remember what you did." I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" And then like whatever. I do a pacifist run. I see that everything changes. I do a genocide run, and I see that, oh my god, this. And it really, it was the genocide run when the demo came out that was the thing that made me think, wow, this game is not afraid to go there. This is bold. This is creative. I've never seen this done in this way before. This could be, and at that point, I was truly excited and I did not think for a second it was going to be as good as my expectations were, and then it was better than them, because it did as much as you could do with that concept, and I personally love the moment-to-moment like world exploration of Undertale. I love all the flavor. I love the fact that there's an ultra mega secret boss you can fight if you do a bunch of, genocidal shit. It's so fun for me. I love that game. But the thing that made Undertale so great was the degree of choice you have and like your own responsibility for your choices. Now, once I discovered that you can move the heart thing at the end after, Kara rips it out or whatever, Chris, Vessel, whatever, that implies to me, okay, Toby is smarter than me, and he has things planned. This man made Undertale. I'm not going to underestimate
smarter
him.
Than you, but at least smart enough to appeal to you. I think, okay, playing this demo, I feel like there is potential for this game to be better than Undertale.
Well, let me finish my point, though.
There's just so much more going on that, like, if he did to this game what he did to Undertale, it will be better. But it's just a matter of, like, we don't know that yet because it's a fucking demo.
No, see, I completely agree, and I think you're right. And frankly, I'm more scared now that this game, I mean, my expectations were so high for Undertale, and it bet them. I don't, like, is it possible to do that twice in a row? Oh, God, I don't know. But more importantly than that, the main conceit of the Undertale demo, I understood and couldn't, and was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. The conceit of this demo is that your choices don't matter, and I know he'll subvert it in some way, but like, so I played through the game a second time, doing it effectively a genocide run, and I was disgusted. I had heard this, and then I tested for myself to see.
I think I know what you're gonna say, because I looked into this.
You have the ability to do a genocide run in Undertale in the demo, and the fact you could was amazing and incredible, and I loved it. You don't even have any of those kind of options. Like, when I played through the first time, I was like, oh man, this is a creative thing. Susie, who's a member of my team, I have to prevent her from killing enemies to get the pacifist run.
By far the coolest thing about
By far the coolest, but absolutely the best thing about the game. And then I played a quote-unquote genocide run and found I couldn't even kill people when I tried to, and was like, well, that just completely invalidated all the effort I put in my fucking pacifist run. And I was like, that was a terrible betrayal to me of what I hoped the consequences of my actions to be. Robbed me of agency.
Which is why it's extra weird that afterwards Toby puts out this statement that's like, I hope people don't play this game with the expectation that it'll be like Undertale. That might ruin your experience with it. Why didn't you fucking say so?
It doesn't matter if it's a sequel to Undertale or not. The fact that the game itself sets this up, but it turns out it's just not an issue, or it's like putting in QTE elements in a game that you can lose and you still win. That's what it is, effectively.
In Toby's defense, it worked, and it did get me to play the game worried about, like, stopping Susie from hurting people. Even though it turned out upon review that it was a trick, and I did not actually have to worry about it at all.
Nate, can you quickly explain for the viewers, aka me, what happens when you try to do a genocide run? Because I want to do that
I'll be happy to.
But I just did bug fixes for my game instead because I'm gay.
I hear you, brother. There is literally one difference doing a genocide run versus a pure 100% pacifist run, and it is this. It is that at the end, when all the characters, when you're fighting the king at the end, when you're like, we can't kill this guy, what are we going to do? And then the enemies come and they, like, pick up the king and they take him away. Like, friendship saves the day. Instead of that, what you get is a scene at the end where, it's actually interesting. What happens is, instead of the king being carried away by enemies, what happens is Susie has, over the course of the game, has learned that pacify spell that Ralsei knows and casts that spell upon the king, and he's really tired, so he gets pacified. That is the only difference.
That Susie learns it and doesn't just ask Ralsei to
I am 100% sure because I played it, and that is what is stated by the characters, yes.
Weird.
It's like, so for some reason, the difference between these two is that
I feel like she just remembered that Ralsei can cast it, so she asked him to cast it.
Well, I have played the game, and that is not what happened. So,
well, Nate, I
just
mean,
let me
how
know.
how can you be 100% sure that you didn't?
Wait, Mage, did you do this run? Did you see
I
this
watched.
yourself?
I watched.
Dab, dab,
Yeah.
dab, dab. Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's still words, Nate, that I could read. So you know.
Yeah.
So you're just saying that I'm wrong. I'll go check. I'll go fucking check right now.
I'm
so the
just
thing-
saying that we might be interpreting the same line in different ways, and I'm not sure which one is correct.
I'm going to
Yeah.
prove it right now.
Nate, did this seem ambiguous to you at all? Or
No, not at all.
Also,
So-
there's
so
two
Nate-
changes. There's actually two changes, but one is significantly smaller. The second one, there's a secret boss. And and during the pacifist route, it turns into an armor, but during the genocide run, so to speak, it turns into a weapon. So
The secret boss, by the way, is great and one of the best characters. Was good.
I just wanna, I want to say that you literally can't kill like anything. Like
You cannot kill anything.
If you watch, they do not die if you hurt them. If you get them down to
run
0
away.
HP, they like zip off screen like they're running away.
Right,
he-
right. But can you? What happens if you don't stop Susie from doing things? It's just the same thing. They just run away.
They get down to 0 HP and then they run away because that's
Okay.
just what happens at 0
like
HP.
mechanically, that sucks.
okay,
That
quickly. Just people are theorizing, and I know what they're basing it off, and it could be like completely wrong, and I don't blame it. It's just an interesting theory I just thought about. Is that Darkers actually bleed, and it could be because, and the reason they run away is because Toby Fox or whatever, they're trying to hide the fact that they actually do bleed, which is not common for monsters of at least the Lightings.
What is that implying? Is that implying anything about anything?
I don't know. I don't know about all that.
It's just because at some point, Lancer brings up a bucket and it's just like, to mop up the blood that you're gonna.
God, I can't
bleed.
wait for like a week
No.
from now for Matt Pat to come in and explain all this for me so I can understand it.
Yeah.
I did my due diligence, goddammit. I know everything there is to know.
I mean, I'm not saying it's true, but it's interesting theory. I mean, there might be a reason why you cannot kill.
That seems pretty weak. That seems pretty weak. I don't know.
It was a
I don't
strange
see what
choice
the
to have
importance
Kara
is.
literally break into the Fortnite dance at the end of the game. That was an odd animation.
So I want to jump into something a little bit here that like
Okay.
my biggest hope for a final version of this game is that I recently have been on this kick where I'm talking about how media can basically be broken into two categories. Stuff that is about exploring the self and stuff that's about exploring society. Like, every story is either about a man trying to come to grips with understanding himself, well, man or woman, obviously, but, you know, I say man broadly, or trying to come to grips with society around them and formulate different opinions and different perspectives into one thing. And when you look back at Undertale, even though it has... It's about one individual and how they slot into society. It's like, are you someone who's a protector or a sociopath? Like, where do you fit in? But with this game, because you have a party of 3, and who knows how many more in the final game, could be
Sure.
more teammates, could be more to explore with this party system. It feels like this is almost spiritually a sequel, which is why it's kind of weird even that this was like thought of before Undertale supposedly. You know, well, I can't say I know the chronology of thoughts in Toby Fox's mind, but nonetheless, this game feels spiritually like a sequel to Undertale, just in that there's 3 people in your party, and that literally core to the mechanics is how those 3 people interact. That, like, you can warn enemies about when this girl's going to attack, and the entire demo, as soon as I knew that, I was just like, when is that other guy... Ralsei. When is Ralsei going to get mad at Susie for attacking enemies?
Toby
and then,
is
of
way
course,
too
it
good a
happens.
game designer to not do something interesting with Ralsei as a
Right.
party member at some point. Yeah.
Like, I knew that scene was coming because I was like, well, your character's not going to do it, but, like, the fact that she's doing this is a problem. It has to be brought up at some point. Ralsei's going to get upset at her. He's going to accost her for this, the way she's been acting. And, like, that's a very basic, childish kind of, you know, black and white way of looking at it. Like, either you spare him or you don't. But surely there's more depth to it, and the game then steps into the gray area of, like, what if there's an enemy you have to kill? You don't actually, you can just spare the fucking final boss all the way, but, like, obviously that's the next step forward, but then it's like, well, if this is all explored in Chapter 1, surely there's even more you can do with this.
Yeah.
Okay.
But will this game ever get made?
Okay, so since choices don't matter, and you're forced into a pacifist route in the Chapter 1...
So far.
Yeah.
So far, yeah.
Yeah, what if you're forced into a genocide route in Chapter 2? Potentially.
That'd be fucking crazy!
I mean, yeah, that'd be interesting.
It seems like, it's setting it up because, of the whole ending thing.
I honestly have a lot of faith in Toby as a character designer. So, frankly, I'm happy to sit back and say, maybe I can't imagine all the ways to do interesting things with these mechanics, but I feel like there is enough material here to work with that he can definitely come up with something. And that thing, again, with, like, the moving heart at the end, which is the physical manifestation of the theme that, like, your control can be wrestled from you, your choices don't matter. It's a video game. The only way to win is not to play. You could definitely, pull a Spec Ops The Line sort of thing with that or something.
The way...
And, I don't know.
My position, basically, I've been wanting to say this, but I kept forgetting. I don't think Toby Fox can disappoint me. At this point, it's just like, because the reason I like Undertale and I like Deltarune is because it has the Toby Fox flair. It has his sort of like a quirky humor and just the little sort of things without, for instance, when I got jailed in Deltarune, I ate the moss and I put the shackles on, and Ralsei commented on it. I found it so funny. It was like,
you could eat the moss?
Yeah, you can eat the moss, and then Susie...
I didn't know.
Yeah, and then Susie says, like, you didn't even leave any for me.
There's so much love, and I love his artistic voice, Toby.
Yeah,
so that's,
exactly.
That's a lot.
Agreed, 100%.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So because it's a Toby Fox game, I don't think he can disappoint me to an extent where I would be upset about it, even if the game is not as great as Undertale it was.
Well, Mage, that makes a lot of sense. I guess it's just fair to state that, like, some people have different hopes and expectations for what, this game may or may not be. In terms of, like, mechanical complexity, I mean, I sure have some high hopes about that.
I think
if you
a
didn't
lot
do that, I
of
would be
people
disappointed.
will enjoy Deltarune for same reasons why they might have enjoyed Undertale, and that is, I wouldn't say surface level, because that's an inherently derogatory sort of, like, you're just enjoying it on the surface level. But I just mean the art, the visuals, and the sort of dialogue that you hear from the players. I think a lot of people will enjoy it just solely based on those aesthetics and the voice of Toby, as you said.
Yeah, and I personally had absolutely no issue with it being an alternate universe because I like seeing the characters that I love living their happy little lives in
But
a
they
different
aren't
world.
the characters you love. They're different.
That's true.
I know. I mean, they're
wearing their skin.
it's called an. I mean, I called it an alternate universe for a reason. It's you're not the exact same characters, but there's like they look the same, but it's a different universe where they didn't have to go through the whole nonsense that they had to go through. So
I just don't think it's
a different
interesting
life.
to see characters who look exactly like other characters that you've read and got to bond with, except now they're different and slight and sometimes weird
luckily
ways.
that's a very small portion of the game that you don't need to worry about that much because the rest of the game is different.
Don't confuse me with other people.
I will
here.
confuse
I'm not
you.
saying
Whoa.
I'm not saying that this is a large complaint for me. I don't even think it's really a huge complaint. I am more so in the camp that I just think it's weird and I don't really get where he's coming
it's
from.
less
It's
a
not
problem,
a big
but just
deal
an
for me.
odd curiosity. That's where my beginning and end of that comes from.
I think, sorry if I have a fucking mouthful, but
Get that dick out of your mouth, Digi.
Took the words out of my mouth.
I love dick! The thing about it for me, and the reason I've been so emphatic about why I wish he would have said something, is that I don't mind that it's the same characters, because I feel like I totally get that as somebody who, like Mage said earlier, has a stable of characters who I've tried to put in a lot of different stories, because I look at it as that generally with artists, your characters all represent a part of your psyche. Like, most of the characters that you write are bound to represent something about yourself, some way that you think. Like, I tend to look at a cast of characters as, like, if you are a prism through which a beam of light is being cast, then, all the characters are the different colors that are refracted through that prism. So, like, and generally when you look at an artist's work, you can often say, like, oh, this character is just an XP for that character, you know, to use TV tropes terminology. So, rather than create, like Major's saying, rather than create a character who everyone's just going to say, oh, this is just the Sans of this game, just use Sans again. He's the best representation of that part of your mind, and, like, Undertale is already a universe that allows for so much that he could, like, portray these characters as best maybe he imagines them. So, like, that part of it, I feel like it wouldn't have even been a fraction of a question in anyone's mind had he just said from the start, it's an alternate universe, guys. Undertale doesn't matter. And, like, nobody would have said a damn thing.
I mean, I'm slightly with Nate here. I'm pretty with Nate here. I didn't really think, like, I just assumed it was an alternate timeline and that it wouldn't really like I could instantly tell this isn't a sequel in the sense that this is a continuation of the same story.
I wasn't expecting it was a sequel. It's just that it's clearly an alternate timeline, but without knowing distinctly, because Toby Fox says in his tweet longer, like, don't worry about your ending to Undertale. Everybody in Undertale is fine, and that's not affected by
actually,
this.
they're exactly as dead or alive as you left them.
Right,
when you were playing
exactly.
Yeah.
So like, they're fine, either living their lives or dead and buried like you left them. You know, that's fine. But because I understood that they were alternate universes, my question was this: okay, how is this connected? But if I had read that tweet before, I'd be like, oh, it's not connected. They're just the same. And that changes how you think about them. Now, again, this is a tiny complaint. I don't know why we're focusing so much about it, but, like, that's my position.
Because it's weirdly fascinating, because it's just the fact that, like, it's not even that, like, playing this game, it's not that I thought it was a sequel or a prequel. It's not that I thought it would have relevance to the actual story of Undertale. It's that when you see these characters, it makes you think that the game will be like Undertale. That it will, like Ben said, we spent the whole game waiting for the other shoe to drop. And if he came out and said it's not like Undertale, you wouldn't have been waiting for that. You wouldn't have been thinking, it has to be meta. It has to be crazy.
I mean,
it has to have this and that.
That thing at the end's kind of that shoe dropping.
If it is, I mean, that could very well be. But, like, he even says in the tweet longer, like, I don't think I'll ever be able to make you feel that way again. And I don't know how much of that is him being humble or literal. Like, it's impossible to know before we get to
I was waiting for a moment, like, when Flowey's face changes and suddenly he's attacking you and you realize that, like, you've been tricked. I mean, I was waiting for that, like, the whole game. Or something.
The notion of whatever, like, lack of control, whatever, your choices don't matter, sounds to me just like a bad game. But I just believe
that's why
Toby...
I think he must subvert it. Like, that's not a theme. Like, that's not a theme that is like, ooh, a game where your choices don't impact the ending. Like, let's explore that. Like, what? No, that's dumb.
Like, that's one of those jokes on you. I was just pretending to be retarded kind of moments, you know?
The reason why I'm so fascinated with this relation to Undertale and the fact it uses themed characters is because even though I now know, after reading the tweet longer, the chronology of, you know, it was Deltarune, then became Undertale, and, you know, Deltarune was first. It feels, on the surface of it, and I don't think I'm crazy for thinking this, as a sort of, you know, marketing corporate thing. You know, I'm making a new game, but Undertale is really popular. Let me put in the old characters so it'll spread the word around. Like, hey, Steve, did you hear that Sans is back? Sans is back, I say, dropping all of my groceries to run home.
Pretty good for that, though. The fact that it literally was planned this way.
I understand.
Okay,
that's
but,
what,
like, again,
why would you start talking if I'm still in the
bed.
middle of my point? Why would you do that?
I'm sorry. It's just that waking up in the bed that the last game ended in is just like you didn't have to do that.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm saying that it just is interesting, the fact that this came first, even though on the surface I would think that it was a marketing thing. And now that that's taken away from me, I am just confused at the point of him doing it like this. Now that it's revealed, like, oh yeah, like he's really into this. He just really likes having the same characters there. I know what you're all saying, like, oh, it's fun to see characters in a different light, but I just don't resonate with that whatsoever. And I think it's extremely confusing in my
I'm
mind.
saying the same thing as you. Like, there's no reason it had to be this confusing. Like, literally, if it had started in any other way, then that Undertale ends with you being tucked in by Toriel, and Deltarune opens with you being woken up by Toriel. If it opened in any other way, it would have been 1,000 times less confusing.
But she calls you Chris, which is a new name. Not even
that
the one.
It is fucking totally irrelevant to the fact that it's like you could do
totally
anything else. You could do anything else. You could start off in a forest. You can start off in a city. You can start off anywhere other than a bed being woken up by the character who tucked you in at the end of the last game, it wouldn't have been as confusing.
I get it. I think it's pretty minor. Like, because again, Frisk has a canon name, and Chris also has a canon name, and they're not the same name.
The fact that it ends... okay, maybe this is just the way that my mind works, but, like, if you're gonna do parallelism, if you're going to do a if you're gonna do the same fucking scene that the last game ended on as the start of your game, you're making a statement there.
Are these intentional, or is this just the way Toby Fox writes his Undertale games?
No, it's intentional. He definitely wanted you to be confused by the start of this game. That's why he put out, don't anybody talk about it for the first 24 hours, guys. Nobody spoil anything, even though it's irrelevant to the original game. There is nothing to spoil in this fucking thing.
I agree. That was another point I wanted to make. It's very weird that on the main site of Deltarune, it says this is an experience for people who have finished Undertale, yet Undertale has no relevance to the story whatsoever.
Well, I mean, there's the Asriel reveal.
That's not even a reveal, though.
It
Look,
if
this game has literally no... Well, if the game has no connection to Undertale, then the fact that we recognize the face of that character, like, wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't...
First of all, we don't, because we've never seen that sprite before. We can kind of infer that it's probably Asriel. I think if this is an experience for people who have finished Undertale, then I think that what that must mean is that, like, if you finished Undertale, you will surely recognize that Ralsei is an anagram of Asriel. And you will probably guess that he is Asriel before the end of the game. And then when he takes off the mask, you'll be like, oh, yep, even though that makes no sense based on the other things that the other characters say, you will I mean, that's it. That's, like, the only real connection to Undertale that I can see.
Okay, I have...
And even that is confused, and I feel like I can't even speak any further on it, because I'm clearly missing information.
Do you think the point of all this stuff... Because now that Nate has told me you can move the heart at the end of the game, is all of this meant for the player, right? Like I mean, of course it is. But what I mean to say is that everything that's happening, like the reveal of taking off as like, oh, it looks like Asriel, that's for you. And everything that's happening in universe, like, it's not addressed, right? And then at the end of the game, it's like, oh, you're just the heart. The character you're playing as isn't you in this world. The world's just happening, and you're along for the ride. And that's why all these weird things that, like, we understand as a player, like, oh, that's the character from the other game, and, like, this is a situation that explains something from the other game, kind of, but how it's connected. Like, all of that is, like, on a different level than all the actual events in the game itself.
That's a good point. I mean, we don't have all the information. There's definitely... He has stated this game is for people who've played Undertale. The fact that we recognize all these characters, and that is a separate thing from the people in the game, I'm just saying that could be intentional. It could build to something.
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for that shoe to drop. I am.
I mean, when you told us about the heart thing, we were kind of mind blown. But I feel like that's the kind of detail only an Undertale superfan would notice.
That's me,
right?
boy.
Like you got to be somebody who is expecting more out of every single second of the game, which
yeah,
Undertale
and how much
did
fun
provide.
is that to find and be the one who discovers these things?
It is fantastic that those things exist, but it also makes me think about the fact that normally in art, when somebody makes something that is so personal that nobody else can understand it unless they dig as deep as they can, that's called autism. Like when someone makes a 35-minute analysis of why a Sonic game story is actually super deep, like we call that autism. And we laugh at it, and we say it's bad storytelling.
It's
like,
fine. If you do it well, it's fine. It's not bad, or it's not...
It's not, I'm not even calling it bad. It's just like a matter of, we didn't see this heart move moment, and it's so easy to play this game and not notice that.
Yep.
And, like, that's at the end of 3 fucking hours, you know? Like, I don't know, I tend to look at art in a more, like, I tend to measure it more in, like, time for dollars kind of way. Like, if every moment of my experience is great, I give it a 10 out of 10. If one moment was amazing enough to make up for a bunch of parts I didn't care that much about, it might be a more fair trade.
That's what
I'm just looking at this game and I'm like, is the fact that you can move the heart at the end and that, like, oh, there's confirmation, there is more going on, is that enough to offset the feelings I had of 3.5 hours of going, nothing really going on in this game?
It doesn't greatly improve my, like, experience of Chapter 1. It just makes me more hopeful that... Cause,
I have tons of hope for, like, this is a full game. I think, like, I have no real reason to doubt that Toby could make a great game, but when I watched this Chapter 1, nothing grabbed me. Nothing grabbed me the way that Undertale did.
I feel a little grabbed by this heart reveal. Like, by the end of Chapter 1, my expectations were pretty low. Like, I felt like maybe Toby was setting up for, like, okay, so all of this is just to say that these Undertale characters are not the same, and this will not be an Undertale-esque experience. This will be a new, like, totally linear, totally YA level, you know, story about, like, a Mew and a mean bully, going into an Alice in Wonderland world together. And we will have episodic adventures where that happens, and you will fucking like it. And I was a little crestfallen by this. But
I didn't feel that cynical about it, because just the fact that Susie could attack enemies and you had to stop her, like,
yeah, that's something.
That felt like such a mechanic that you could do so much with, that, like, to think that this chapter didn't do that much with it, and, like, we know what Toby can do, so it's like there's no way he wouldn't explore this to a more full extent.
Yes.
Like,
Hey
I kind of got the impression from chapter 1.
Procrastinators episode 2 waifus.
Oh my god.
Welcome to episode
thank
2
God.
waifus. Now that we've done episode 1, episode 2 waifus, my new waifu Susie from Deltarune.
Yeah.
Minus rules card. I love him.
Oh, you know, I it took me a while to figure out that whose name you were saying, Mage, just because of the way it's spelled.
I know, I had such a hard time spelling it.
Who is it? I don't even know who you're talking about.
It's the traps, or the puzzle master.
Yeah, the fancy boy.
He's cool. He's cool.
Right,
Also, is he Gaster?
That
Is he literally
Mettaton bait.
Gaster?
No.
I don't know.
He's not Gaster.
He looks kind of like Gaster. I'm just
He
saying.
does look kind of like
Alright,
that.
I got a hot take. I got a hot Undertale take.
Lay it on me.
I love Deltarune because the characters are nice and cool and it's really cute and stuff.
Yeah.
Undertale, here's my hot take. I think Undertale's strengths were always the characters.
Yeah.
And the story and the meta gimmicks.
Yeah.
And like the world bending stuff was like, it's nice, but I don't care if it's not in this new game.
I care.
You know, Hippo, I'm really glad you brought that perspective up, because that's the biggest disconnect that I think there is between two different camps of Undertale fans. Where, like, for me, it's like all I care about is the meta stuff, and the characters did very little for me. Whereas I feel like the vast majority of people who like Undertale mostly like it for the characters, and like the meta was kind of secondary to them. Like, most people like the game because they think that dating Papyrus was a great scene. You know?
Yeah. That's
I mean, that I don't really care about that particularly.
I'm not
goofy, but,
gay
like,
guys. I swear.
Haha. But like the way that Toby writes is funny and quirky and nice and cute, and I like it. And the characters that he writes are the characters that the sort of characters that I like.
Yeah.
And I like stories and stuff. And I've been burned by Steven Universe not existing, and I've blown through Adventure Time, and that's over, and I'm sad, because that's a good show. But there's no shows. There's no shows that exist that are good, and Deltarune is like, oh, this is like well-written, like you know, cliche story, a little bit of a cliche story, like oh, it's a something or other, somebody changes their tune, and you know. Yeah. But like it works and it's effective, and I just don't get enough of it nowadays. I just don't get enough of just good stories that are just told well, and I like it.
I'm on board with this. That's kind of where I want to go.
I can't tell the difference between nowadays and before days because I'm constantly watching old shit. So.
I completely agree with you, Hippo, and a lot of my enjoyment from Undertale was also the characters. I would say it's more about a 50-50 split, maybe a little bit more with the meta, because I'm a Homestuck boy. But I did quite enjoy the characters and all of the quirky dialogue scenes and stuff such as that. I would say the only difference here is I don't really resonate with the characters from Deltarune, and I don't really think that's an issue per se. I just find them not as interesting as, Sands and Papyrus and stuff like that. I don't know if I'm really gonna say that's the reason why I don't like it.
We got Susie, who's literally just Nelson Muntz.
She's better. She's good. I like Susie.
Yeah.
Better
than Nelson. Well, Nelson isn't particularly fleshed out. I mean, Susie at least has an arc.
Nate, okay, I don't think you remember.
Nelson has a lot of fleshing out throughout the many seasons.
Then I think maybe you give Nelson credit for.
You know what? That's fair.
Is that the fucking You know what's funny is the only name in my mind was Seinfeld, and I know it's The Simpsons now that you've said the haha noise. I'm drunk as shit, by the way.
Okay, that's cool.
All right.
Did you just wake up?
No, dude. I've been up forever.
Oh,
sleep
okay.
means nothing. Sleep is a whole other world to me. It's like a whole other different universe.
Okay.
When I read the comedy scenes in Undertale, my impression is like, that was clever.
I like them a lot. I really like the writing.
Yeah,
I love Toby's writing. Toby's writing is great.
They're funny.
Toby's characters are great.
It's all very intelligent. It's all smart and funny. And I look at it and I think that sure is smart and funny.
I think the funniest moment in Undertale was the part where you are in like the glowing place with like the glowing water.
Yeah.
And you walk up, you go like to like a little side path, and you find the little bird, and the little bird flies you across the tiny little gap with like the heroic music playing.
I mean, that was great. That was really good.
That was really funny. The dialogue jokes and stuff are like...
I guess it's like Homestuck's comedy is... fucking Undertale's comedy is Homestuck comedy.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say, but like distilled. Like,
yeah, that's
true. Homestuck is explosive and constant and all over the place. Like, it covers every base imaginable, and it's so long, and it goes in so many directions, and Undertale is like drawing a through line through that.
Undertale is more pop than boogie, and Homestuck is more boogie than pop, or whatever.
That's a perfect description. Yeah. I was going to use the word normie, but you got me in an even better terminology, so thank you.
Well, I just want to say that I definitely, I don't know, I agree with Munchie. I care about both. The thing is, I absolutely love all the writing and jokes. A lot of people get turned off by like Tumblr-iness of Undertale. It doesn't happen to me. I love everything about it.
I don't even think it's as Tumblr as people think it is.
I agree.
There is a little bit of like bait for certain types of people.
I mean, I still think it's weird that Undine and Alphys are kind of like, I don't get the connection, but like whatever. I don't care. It's fine. It's fine.
I mean, okay. I feel like Tumblr poisoned the well in this case, because like I've been into lesbians and like gay shit since way before Tumblr, because I too have had gender identity issues long before that was popular to have. Before it was like a codified thing where it was like, hey, support me on Patreon because I'm not sure if I'm a boy or a girl. I had those issues before that was the thing. So like I feel like Undertale speaks. I don't feel like Toby is doing it to cash in on a trend, or like he only writes lesbians into his stories because he reads Tumblr guys. Like, no, I think he has a better appreciation than that. But
he's kind of just in that world. Where that stuff's just
wish
around.
that it was less like a fucking virgin gay boys idea of it. Like I want some hard fucking. You know?
Well, it's not that kind of story. That's really all there is to that.
Every story should be that kind of story, is what I'm trying to say.
Hey, final point. This is really my final point on this whole thing. It's that unequivocally, in my humble opinion, the demo from Undertale was way better. I do think that's true.
Don't think that's debatable.
In every way except visually, because Deltarune has some incredible visuals. The sprite work is off the charts. My favorite sprite work is when the main character points in battle and there's little sparkles when he's commanding. It is gorgeous. It is gorgeous, and I love it.
The battle aesthetic is really nice.
It's great.
It's fucking...
And I love that it's in-world battle arenas. You don't Final Fantasy teleport to another one. It's Chrono Trigger rules. Fantastic, sublime.
Is that true? I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah.
Watching someone play the game.
No. That might only be in some areas.
It's only in some areas. For normal enemies, you just transport to a computer
it's like the grid thing.
synthwave. But for bosses, you go in the
I hope
world.
it does more of that. I hope he does more of that stuff. Right. I want more meta stuff. I believe in Toby. My faith is restored, and I need him to deliver some, but I believe that he will. That's the end
I
of my
think this
statement.
could. I mean, I think that this game.
Yeah.
Can
I don't know
be
whether
amazing.
you probably talked about this.
What?
Sorry, there's a lot of lag happening. Speaking of like faith restore and Toby, I am just happy. Like regardless of like the quality of this Deltarune, I'm happy that I know what he's doing and that he's doing something.
Me too. Yeah. We were talking in the chat the other day, and Devu was saying that we're all a bunch of assholes when this came out. But that's fine. We were just saying how, man, like, what the fuck's Toby up to? Can't wait for him to milk Undertale forever and never do anything. And then this drops out of the fucking blue, blowing me the fuck out, blowing my asshole wide open like a bloomin' onion from Outback Steakhouse. And I just want to say that I have been deeply inspired by Toby's commitment to his artistic vision with this shit, and the fact that he's a one-man team. He's got Temmie on sprite work. He's sucking Japanese cock all day. He loves his Jap shit with the translation, and I don't know, he just seems really into it. Also, he's learning Japanese. He's a hero. He's a hero, this guy.
Did you know about the fact that he interviewed Zune?
What? I had no fucking idea.
He interviewed. Somebody linked it to us in I Am Games. Yeah, he met Zune, who found out about Undertale because people were like, "This is like Toho," and they sent it to him, and he did an interview with him, and apparently he's like a huge fanboy of Perfect Cherry Blossom.
yeah. Those two together is such a perfect those two fucking indie heroes, basically.
Yeah.
I just maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit to call Toby a hero, but I'm reading his twit longer.
Hero. He's definitely an indie hero.
Well, the only reason I say that, when he was making Undertale, he was definitely an underdog hero. Now he's successful, right? I'm sure he could ride for a
an indie hero.
He is. That's
Zune
true.
is fucking successful.
That's true. I'm just saying, I was gonna say that, the fact that Toby is like, guys, I want to make this project. I have a vision. I don't know if it's even possible to make my vision. That is an inspiring thought. And he's like, I'm going to try. I'm going to try to make a team to make it happen. And I'm just like, fuck yes. This is what this man should be doing.
This is what everybody should be doing.
Yeah, if you can afford it, which he can, thank God.
More so than the game itself, that twit longer spoke to me a lot. And
same.
It made me, even though it didn't make me love the game more, but it made me empathize with him more.
Yeah.
As when the ball drops and he's like, look, when I made the Undertale demo, it was to prove to myself I could do this game in a short amount of time.
Yep.
This demo took me years to make. And he's straight up some of it is because of the fact that it's aesthetically way more. It's got it's a lot more complex.
And he had to set everything for the future in this if he ends up doing more. So he had to plan a lot. Yeah.
But he also mentions loss of enthusiasm in the project.
Yeah.
At some point, it's hey, this is taking too fucking long. He probably has had better ideas. He's probably just through sheer force of aging looked at this and said I'm getting less and less interested as I go. And he set a definitive amount of time of how long he's willing to work on a project.
Yep.
7 years.
7 years.
7 years is the maximum. And he's and consider 3 of those years are already up.
Imagine if you spend 7 years making a game and then you decide, well, no, it's a bust. I'm calling it here.
Yeah.
Someone surely has done that.
I don't believe it.
I mean, Duke Nukem Forever took 12 years to make.
What? It started and stopped many times, though. I mean, from different companies and shit.
But I just think of Toby if he builds this team and he makes the game, that will be great. If he doesn't, I'll be equally excited that it failed and he moved on to the next thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird when he was working, like when I first found out that this was like Undertale 2, I was disappointed because I was like, I would rather Toby be doing something else. Like this man has shown us so much talent in Undertale. Why would he chain himself to the same characters in the same world? But then like when he explained that it's not Undertale 2, that he wrote this so long ago, I was like, okay, I get it. This guy he's not boundlessly creative. He's a man with a very specific something he has to get off his chest. I feel more like, you know, like it wasn't that Undertale was born from him being somebody who's like, I'm gonna play with the meta of games and that's my career. It's more like he had something specific to say with these characters, and they represent something to him, to an extent that he would use them again. But like, and then to hear him say like, yeah, this idea, in spite of being maybe less complex than the other idea, to like thematically is more complex in terms of design, and therefore it will take longer and is harder to do.
Yeah,
it's fascinating.
I just want to mention Homestuck took 7 years to be finished, so I think that's where he got that number from.
Maybe.
Wait, did it take only 7 years?
Yep.
It felt like a lifetime.
Act 6 was what, 4 of those years?
Wait,
it took me 7 years just to read it.
Wait, Homestuck started in
2011, right?
No, 9.
Oh,
2009?
Okay.
Okay, that makes more sense. I was confused. I was like, what the fuck? How could it have ended last year?
Hey, by the way, just small point. I went and I read. We were arguing about like the genocide ending, how it ends. Me and Mage, and I did look it up. And what it says is that, like, so Susie does something, the king falls asleep, and then Ralze walks over. They say that, I'm surprised you remembered my pacify spell. So maybe she, like, told her to use it or something. Either way, it got used. Maybe Susie didn't literally learn it.
Yeah, because it happened off screen and we didn't see who used it, and that's the confusion.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so fair enough. Small point, but I just...
Yeah. It's good to have a resolution. Some sort of resolution.
I'm sure they appreciate that.
Yeah.
I mean, that pretty much sums it up for me, guys. Anybody have any other comments? Hey, how about that ending song with the lady singing?
Oh, I hated it. It was
Hippo
really
is
terrible.
reminding me that like
Why?
a huge part of why I have so much respect for Undertale and also Deltarune is that the music is so fucking good.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome.
Like, no matter what I could say about story, mechanics, whatever, it doesn't matter. Toby Fox is an amazing fucking musician. Nobody can take that from him ever.
That battle theme
Nate.
was fucking sick.
We were talking about two different
I was saying
things.
the Smash theme.
Oh, yeah?
The new Smash theme.
Yeah.
about
I was talking about the
light is
Smash. I was talking about
running
that.
low.
I wasn't talking about
don't-
the Deltarune ending song.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
didn't like the
And
Deltarune
places
ending
that
song.
you
I don't
know
like it. It's
feel
weird.
like fantasy,
I
etc.
want chiptunes. I want chiptunes, Toby. I don't want these fucking human voices in my goddamn Undertale.
Well,
Give me what I want.
It
Give
made
me what I
sense-
want, Toby.
It made sense as a parallel to the original game because that was it had live guitars in the ending and everything.
That's
so
true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was doing a thing there. He just wanted that
I
extra
guess
little
that's just
punch.
what he likes.
Oh Christ!
That's some Kingdom Hearts shit. I think he got that. from
I
Kingdom
kind of
Hearts.
love Kingdom
Oh.
Hearts.
Speaking of Kingdom Hearts, that's the answer. Ralse is just Azrael's nobody.
Oh,
Raul,
no.
yeah, Raul says Azrael's
no.
nobody. That's.
Oh my
That makes
god!
sense.
Oh my god. Light and dark. Light and
Hey, did you
dark.
guys?
Dark.
Just for fun, did you guys know? So I played everything. I did everything. Pacifist and aggressor, whatever. If you fight the secret boss, the Jevil, which I love and is hilarious. If you fight him and you defeat him with pacifism, whatever, something, it doesn't matter. But when you defeat him with attacking and aggression, he tells you that the knight, the boss that started the well and is like doing stuff. There's this mention of the knight is the one who's like doing shit.
Yeah, there's mentions.
Actually,
Yeah.
in that boss, when you genocide fight this guy, he actually mentioned there's a queen who's coming back. So just so you know, there's a Yas queen that the knight is actually acting on behalf of, who seems like they're probably going to be the real villain. So. Just letting you know.
Dun, dun,
Keep me
dun.
updated. Yep.
I'm
Yas
ready.
Queen.
I'm
It's gonna
ready.
be Hillary.
Can't wait 7 years from now. Can finally play it.
You can't die, Tom. Not yet. Not until Deltarune's
I
finished.
guess.
I heard
not.
actually. I was on a thread on V, and someone's like, hate life, want to die, no good video games. Deltarune comes out, says it's going to be 7 years. Till Gabe's like, God damn it, I wanted to die, Toby. Why won't you let me die? Pretty good. All right. Well, I mean, that's...
So, wait. Is this like a single topic episode, or can we talk about Smash Direct?
Well, we have only talked about Deltarune, but we are not legally bound to it.
If you want to talk about the Smash Direct, I say let's do it.
It sucked. It sucked.
Oh, right.
How upsetting was it to not have a new adventure mode? I understand that making the Subspace Emissary, Sakurai said it was the equivalent of making an entirely separate game. That was half of Brawl's development. I understand that it was a big idea, and we're taking a lot of work to make all those FMVs. But Melee's adventure mode was good enough. Melee's adventure mode was you were walking around in a world, the first level, it's like you're playing a Mario game, and you can play a Sheik, or you can play a Zelda, or you can play whoever, and it was good enough. You would go through these Nintendo worlds. It was way shorter than Brawl's, and could have been easily doable by the 900 billion people they have working on this fucking video game. So
there is something though.
No
I mean,
excuse.
there literally is a kind of mode with World of Light. Do you know that it's not that?
Well,
I mean, I don't
from
think we
what
really
I can
know,
tell, okay, I have seen no footage of a level in the sense of not a fight, but you were progressing from one side of the screen to the other, and there are obstacles in the way. I have seen exactly zero of that in any of the trailers, and what it seems to be is that there's a giant world map, and you interact with this world map, and the world map is painted and it looks nice, and there's all these different video game elements in it. However, you are merely playing a mini game, walk around the map, press some buttons on this overworld, and then the actual gameplay is sometimes you'll come across a person who you have to defeat in a combat scenario. So I have seen no evidence that it is like Melee's. It is just a sort of weird,
with no story.
Yeah, it's a weird, almost
story.
Mario Party-esque, like the fights are mini games and you move around on a board. I would describe it like that.
Well, but the only thing is, maybe there are still cool, there is at least that intro story thing where all the characters get blasted by light. And I'd like to point out, not every character was in that trailer. Does that imply that there's characters elsewhere who are not dead? I mean, Cloud wasn't in that. Where's Cloud? I don't know. Is he alive? Is there a story that's going to happen with him elsewhere? I don't know.
With the Smash Direct, there's I like Smash. I'm interested to see what's coming up.
Yeah.
And then the Direct was just a really terrible presentation. You can get annoyed about the presentation of that Direct, and I did, and I was.
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean?
What I know about the
technical
game,
shit, right?
What I know about the game is that there may be something resembling some sort of Subspace Emissary-esque thing with some amount of cutscenes. I don't know enough about it yet to actually like that. But that's all I wanted from a new Smash game is cutscenes where the characters interact with each other and they look at each other and it's they're together. Samus and Pikachu, stuff like that.
It was so cool.
We got a little of it at the beginning, that movie.
We got that big. I mean, they've done so many promotional cutscenes that I really hope it's not all just for promotional reasons.
That's what it was with the last game, so... Where's Gino, guys? Where's Gino? Why isn't he in the game? Cracks, sips Monster Energy drink.
Listen,
where's Gino?
I'm about to say something
lawnmower.
that will definitely make a few of you in the chat angry. And I'm definitely not saying that Smash should not exist in the form that it has. And there are a remiss any of the decisions that had led to this point. However, there is a small part of me that thinks some of the worst things about Smash on a gameplay level is the fact that it's a crossover series. This is not to say that I don't cherish, again, the Subspace Emissary. Again, to see these characters who you love interact in various different ways with people from other franchises. However, I will just say that as a fighting game person, as a person who enjoys the gameplay of Smash, I start talking and everyone starts booing in the audience who all hate Super Smash Brothers. Yeah, okay, I get it, I know it's not fighting game, it's a party game, but as someone who does, I would say it's always very weird to me when people are like, yes, more players, like more characters. Yes, we just need Geno, but there's no one actually saying like, hey, let's have like a new, like, you know, let's have a new brawler type character. Let's have a new, you know, actually talking about their gameplay mechanics.
Munchie,
They're just talking about how it's a cool character that you like from other games.
I'm so with you because, like, where do you
I'm not with you
fucking
at all.
stop? Where do you fucking stop the buck on that shit?
Never. You never stop it. That's the deal.
There's
more
like
characters.
45 fucking characters in Smash. Like,
There are
it's
74 characters confirmed. 75
There's
actually, with the
74
plat.
fucking That's the most in any fighting game ever! Like,
you know what would be even better? 75. 75
Well,
would be
tell you,
even
there's 75
better.
with the plant. So,
okay,
you know, beyond that.
like, literally...
And you know what? It's great.
It's not enough.
75 is a new high
You
that I never
could
thought I
go
would
on
achieve.
forever. Like, there is no character
Please
you can
do.
introduce that will satisfy me over the character I wanted to be in. Like,
Yeah.
it's impossible. For everybody who's like, fucking Piranha Plant, really? It's like, well, what did you want, asshole? And then you get 35 different answers.
Goku, you know,
We're gonna
Bart
put them
Simpson.
all in? Yeah.
The Grinch.
The
Yeah,
Grinch, yeah.
I've never been like interested in the characters that come out. It's really just like it's the same with Deltarune. Like I don't really like playing the game Smash that much. I just remember the Subspace Emissary being a crossover, and I love crossovers, and I love characters, and I love character interactions. I love those cutscenes for all those reasons because they made like they made the idea of playing with these you know toys, 3D digital toys.
Yeah.
Like controlling them and having them like be real, like that was the aspect of Smash that I always liked. Playing it is hard and I'm bad at it and I suck and I don't like it, and you know it's like all the characters in the world could be in it. I don't care.
I love
I just
Smash.
quickly want
I
to
played
interject.
it a ton.
The reason I'm being
Yeah.
quiet is because I never played those games. Never gonna play those games. Completely not interested. That's why I'm
Fascinating.
quiet. So
That's such a rare opinion.
I've literally never heard that opinion before. I've heard even Tom, who abjectly doesn't like Smash, but I've never heard no interest and never played Smash.
well, there I am. Here I
It
go.
is a Nintendo thing.
To me, the degree of which I just care about more characters realized in the Smash Bros. Universe, you know, whatever. I want my Geno guys, you know, Ryu's cool, Incineroar, whatever, all these new plant
Incineroar
guys.
is terrible.
When will you accept that Geno is a super fucking obscure character and has
I
no
accept
chance?
that. I also accept the fact that Sakurai has specifically said that he'd like to put him in the past, and he's also fairly popular in North American polls. So, you know,
Where the
these are
fuck is
factors.
what is Sakurai's relevance?
He makes the game. This
Yeah,
is irrelevant.
what?
Makes which game?
Super
Smash
Brothers.
Bros.
Goddamn. What the fuck?
What?
Sakurai
Wait, I thought
is the man.
I thought Sakurai was the Final Fantasy guy.
No,
That is no. It's Tetsuya Nomura, aka Sakaguchi.
No,
I think it was Sakaguchi.
Sakaguchi.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, well that's the relevance. He is the man making the game.
Gomen.
I think this
That's
is-
gonna. I'm sorry, Nate. That's gonna be a major Gomen Nasai on my part. That's a big Gomen.
no,
Gino's
it's
not that
spreading.
obscure. Like everyone
Damn.
fucking played. Like everyone with the Super Nintendo played Mario RPG. Everybody fucking loved
Look,
it.
I'm
not
not
true.
Ben.
What are you talking
Ben,
about?
not. Let's not pretend that Geno is like someone that everyone is clamoring for across the world. I get it.
I have played Mario RPG and not even made it far enough to see Geno.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if more people alive today,
Mm-hmm.
meaning millennials and no one else, played Mario RPG than played, I don't know, Castlevania 1 or 2.
What?
Maybe.
yeah,
I was playing
fucking
today.
right.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a big oof for me there, Ben. But
You think so? You don't think so?
I'm gonna look at the sales of each right
okay,
now.
that's. Look,
I would like
by
to
the way,
point
I just-
out,
I just-
as a Smash boy, that
Yeah.
Smash Bros. Was not originally Smash Bros. It was Dragon King, the fighting game. And it was a game made specifically just for the mechanics because it was Iwata and Sakurai being like, hey man, fighting games are all the exact same. Fighting games are the same. Let's make a
True.
new fighting game that's different. And so they made Smash, and it's a beautiful game with beautiful mechanics where it's not just fighting, but health bar goes down. It's you're racking up damage and hit them off the screen with the beautiful airtight controls, and it was incredible. And they're like, hey, no one's gonna like this game. How do we market it? Just fucking put Mario in there, bro. Yeah,
and it worked.
sick.
#1 most successful
Yeah.
game ever, except for Pokemon.
All
I
I'm
think.
saying, I'm not saying that I hate Smash or anything. I love Smash. It's one of my favorite game series of all time. I love playing as Kirby because I am Kirby, and I'm not upset. Like, just want to make sure, like, guys, don't vote me out of office. I just think it would be cool if the Smash genre wasn't relegated just to Smash. And yeah, I know about Rivals of Aether. Yeah, okay, I know about Rivals of Aether. I know about the other ones. But okay, TBH, who gives a shit? Fucking LOL owned.
Do you like that Kirby is canonically confirmed to be the most powerful person in the game?
Just lucky,
the
I
only
think.
survivor from
Just
the.
lucky, I think.
No, he's just the fastest.
And he was riding a warp
He's
star.
faster
I
than
guess.
Sonic.
I'm about to slam myself here, dude, because
Yeah.
fucking apparently, according to VGCharts with the Z.com, Super Mario RPG sold 2.14 million games, and the highest selling Castlevania Symphony of the Night is 1.27 million.
Well, gosh darn it! What do you know about that?
That's fucking crazy. Castlevania seems so beloved and talked about.
I certainly love it.
Well, it is. I'm just Mario RPG is talked about and beloved, and not to mention it's part of the Mario franchise, which is just a huge advantage.
I have not even seen one analysis video about Super Mario RPG.
It's coming.
There are
Best game ever. Super Mario
fucking
RPG, Legend of
Digi.
the Seven Stars will be here one day. Wait for
I
it.
did a GRPJ on that.
Oh yeah. No, it
Oh
will.
wait, that's right. That's
did
right.
one.
Hippo did do a GRPJ on it,
And it was great.
I've seen so many about like Mario and Luigi and shit, and
Mario
fucking
and Luigi's
Paper
great.
Mario.
It's good.
Shit.
All right, I have a question. I have a thought piece.
Okay.
Would you prefer, if you could only have one or the other, would you prefer Geno to be in Smash, or for Geno to come back for another game installment in the Super Mario RPG franchise?
That involves weighing my faith in
whoa.
Nintendo as a development company to make another good JRPG, and I do not have that faith. So, look at Cloud. Oh my god, guys, we're getting a Final Fantasy VII reboot. I would much rather just have him in Smash and just, have the Cloud I remember and respect, as opposed to the bastardization that will be in the remake. So, that's pretty much how I feel.
Yeah, that's true. I was saying, if that implies that, a direct sequel in the vein of Mario RPG would come out, I would be like, yes, that, please.
Don't interrupt the perfect ending of Mario RPG. It's perfect as it is.
Well, Nate, the Mario games all take place in the same continuity. And, having a sequel to it would not ruin it any more than, I don't know, fucking any of the other ones.
You know what?
They're all Mario games.
There's
Okay, guys,
30 years of baggage now.
You ready to have
okay.
your fucking minds blown? You heard those numbers I said before, right?
Yeah.
What do you think is the best-selling Mario RPG?
Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story? That's my guess.
You are correct. Bowser's Inside Story with 3.77 million.
Jillian.
Guys, Bowser's Inside Story is a good fucking game. Literally stop hating for no reason.
Superstar
Stop.
Saga being 2.1 and Super Mario... Okay, well, Super Paper Mario for the Wii is the highest selling of the Paper Mario with 3.37. Actually,
That's unfortunate,
that might even
but-
top Bowser's
That's
Inside.
not unfortunate.
No,
That's a
it's
good
slightly
game.
before.
Look, it's good, but it's
Is
not as
it?
good as the other Mario.
The Super
Paper
Paper
Mario.
I would say it's
Mario,
equal.
good?
It's just different.
Okay, all right.
It should have stayed a spin-off. It shouldn't have decided the course of things.
I'm gonna need a guide for Mario and Luigi and Super Paper Mario because everyone's
We can hook you up.
opinions is vastly divergent.
Oh,
and I
did
trust
you? I'll hook you
more
up with
than-
the real shit that's not fucking fake. Oh, the only good Mario and Luigi game is the first one. Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
okay,
correct.
dude. Yeah, all
Accurate
right.
statement. Well done.
The first three are all great. The first three are all classic games. You should play the first three, and then literally everything after that is a dumpster fire and terrible. Do not
can agree on
engage.
that. We can agree on that.
The first and similarly, very similarly, Paper Mario. The first three are all great. Here's the difference between the Paper Mario games. Paper Mario 64 is like a cozy experience where you play with the lights off and you're in bed. It's a pretty slow experience, but it's kind of quirky in the same way that Deltarune, callback, is. Paper Mario 2 Paper Mario 2 is sort of like a more action-packed version of Paper Mario 1. It's got it looks way better. It looks beautiful. There's a ton of interesting gameplay mechanics, and you play it if you want to have a good video game experience, and the worlds are also super interesting. Super Paper Mario is a great game as well, with a bunch of it's not an RPG in the same way that the other two are. It's like an action RPG where you move around the world, but it's got a really interesting aesthetic, a great story, and it just is a generally good spin-off video game that you should play as well. Paper Mario Super Paper Jam is a terrible game, and it sucks, and it makes absolutely no sense, and everything else that is terrible.
Paper Jam?
Yeah. Or what's it called? Sticker Star.
Sticker Star's the first one.
Okay, I like Paper Jam.
Paper Jam is a thing.
It's like Paper Mario 3 printer error.
No, that's actually a thing. It's Mario and Luigi Paper Jam.
No, it's not.
Paper Jam.
Wait,
Do you guys know what is the best-selling game of all time?
It's a Pokemon game, isn't it?
Mickey Mouse, Steamboat Willie.
It's like a new game, right? It's like a new game.
Minecraft.
What is it? Wii Sports.
Oh, right. Because there was one per Wii or something.
8.2 million.
We would like to sports.
No, 82. I meant to say 82.6 million.
82. Okay. Hey, going back to Munchie's point, I just want to say about the Smash thing. I am somebody who would sacrifice any degree of like balance or any of that fighting
Tetris
game bullshit just to get one new character because I don't give a shit about. I just want characters. That's all I care about. Look, I'll adapt, man. Whatever. It's fine. I don't care.
The meta's gonna be what it's gonna be.
Yeah, I'll just adapt.
Why would they not add Susie to Smash?
Why? Why?
There was the cryptic 24-hour thing, and it was gonna coincide the Smash. Ooh, Susie is gonna be in Smash because Deltarune's new, and it's like a promotional thing. Ooh, it's confirmed. I want it. I want it.
What if he releases the Deltarune Chapter 1, and it's just a like side story explaining how Sans found a magic portal that transported into Smash?
How is there nobody from Golden Sun?
That he's been confirmed as an assist trophy, Isaac. Tragically, he's
Nate. Nate, I know you like Golden Sun, but you are literally the only person I know who has ever played Golden Sun.
I played Golden Sun 1 and 2. Golden Sun 1 and 2 are fucking sick.
Golden Sun was my first video game, not literally, but my first RPG. It's the first
I've been
game
talking
I cared
with the guys.
Okay,
it's actually a fascinating story. Because here's the thing about Golden Sun. It is fairly well known and reasonably liked. Here's what I think the reason is why. Like Isaac,
deeply beloved. I would say
by some. That's true.
Not
and
like
it
Mario
polls
RPG
all right in the polls,
beloved.
but like I think the reason why Isaac is not a playable character is because
he has
Camelot,
no
the developer, it's because the series they just if they put Isaac in, that alone I think would catapult the series to get another game made and finish off the sequel to Dark Dawn that I think they want to. I think Camelot has given up. That's what I think. And because they've given up, they don't want to put in the energy. Like, if we're going to put a character in, why put it in for, a dead series that, we could do it for fucking Piranha Plant or, whatever it is.
Oh, yeah, the new Piranha Plant game. I can't wait.
I can't wait for the new Piranha Plant.
That doesn't even sound weird. That doesn't even sound like a weird thing that would surprise me if it were true.
Yeah, these companies have to decide what they're going to do.
Some kind of motion controlled thing where you use the gamepad to tilt around and stretch your fucking vine.
Why would you ever expect Geno to make it in before Chrono?
I'll tell you why. Before Chrono, you were saying. Well, one is literally Mario character. I think that goes a long way.
Yeah, but he was in one game that's not that well remembered.
Technically speaking, he's been in 2 games with...
Jesus Christ.
As a little Mario and Luigi, he shows up.
Yeah.
But Geno has already been confirmed to be in the new Smash game as a little player icon. Now I don't know what that implies, but they obviously have the ability, the legal right to use his likeness in the game to a degree. And I mean, some people think that's a deconfirmation that he isn't in, but we saw an image in the trailer. I don't think it implies that at all. I think things remain the same. His likelihood as being a DLC is certainly possible. But I'm not even trying. I don't want to convince anyone that Geno should be in the game. I just happen to think that he will.
Would you classify Smash Brothers as a religion?
Imagine a new Mario RPG, right? Imagine that we meet like Geno, but not Geno as we know.
No.
We meet the person. We meet like the person who is like an in-world superhero or something.
Okay.
Like an in-world like Captain Quark kind of character, like
Sure.
who the doll was based off of. And he's like a hero to the people and the hero to the children, but he's
Oh my
more of
god!
like
You mean we meet the original Geno, who is not the same character?
And he's more of like a corporate sellout, but then, for whatever reason, the Star Spirit has to come back to like continue. He has to repair the Star Road again, and he comes back, takes over a doll again, and like the real Geno ends up in league with whatever force broke the Star Road, and the doll has to overcome the like original
but hang
hero.
on. Geno can't be a real person. Well, I guess it is Mario. I was going to say puppets aren't alive, but
wait, what?
like because canonically, Geno is a puppet. Like the Mario
Geno is
doll.
he's an inanimate puppet, and the little toadette playing with him seems to think that he's some kind of superhero.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's based on one that's real.
It doesn't mean that, but he could be.
While we've been talking, I've been trying to like research the most popular characters in Nintendo games from like the last 20 years. It's actually shocking how well represented like all the most popular characters, even if they're third party, are in Smash. To the extent that Geno actually would be like one of the top 5 candidates, probably, of characters who would make sense.
Wait, what do you mean? How so? How do you figure?
Like, just that most of the characters from like okay, I'm going by like game FAQs, looking at like the most popular games that are looked at on there, and almost everything on Nintendo consoles is represented, like down to like Bayonetta and shit that's like not even first party. But I do think it would make just as much sense for like Golden Sun or Geno or something like that to be the next one to come out. There was something else that I saw that would have also made sense. Like it's really just a shame that Rareware is like Microsoft now, because like Banjo would obviously make sense.
They should make a deal. Just make a deal, dog. Like with Cloud, fucking figure it out. Pay the money. I don't know.
Yeah, like Banjo or some Resident Evil characters like Leon from RE4 would make sense.
Yeah, sure.
Because RE4 was a huge GameCube game before it became.
Can we please get fucking I forget the name of the Silent Hill 2 main character. Can we get that guy, please?
Can we please get Jill Sandwich as a Smash trophy?
We should get Mara from Shin Megami Tensei.
It really sucks that Rare went with Microsoft and now they can't use Donkey Kong games because of Donkey Kong 64. It really sucks that they left Donkey Kong rights.
Yeah, he's right. He's right. So you're implying that why don't they just use Banjo?
And also, but even more, I'm honestly shocked that like they have any Square Enix characters and not.
Well, so am I, dude. I was blown the fuck away. I made a video about it like 3 years ago.
Not having like if you ask me, like if they were gonna do another Square character after Cloud, like before Geno, they will do Chrono.
I would have to disagree, but who knows? That you could be right. You could be right.
He's like one of the most popular characters of all time, just because Chrono Trigger is so beloved.
This is Mara from Shin Megami Tensei, by the way. It was joke.
Are there any Shin Megami Tensei games on? Oh, that's a dick monster.
Oh, the dick chariot rider. Yeah, you're right. I do want him in there. That would be
great. Which game is he from?
Shin Megami Tensei.
Just the first one?
Yeah.
Just any game. I'm pretty sure.
He's in a bunch of them. Of them.
Okay, beautiful.
All right, guys. This conversation is going down the tubes real fast. I feel it. I think we all feel it. Let's.
Look, the only thing I have to say about Super Smash Brothers is that the latest trailer that has like Sonic running away and then reaching out to grab Pikachu, and then they both get like teleported away. That's getting dangerously close to canonical Sonichu, and I'm uncomfortable about it.
No, he's right. If only they had fused, they could have had the power to escape, but they didn't do it in time.
That trailer was that animation was great. I love seeing everybody try their best to survive and instantly die.
And can I just say, okay, here's the thing I love most about Smash Bros, and it also extends to like Dissidia Final Fantasy, like games like that. Like That's the Zelda in Smash Bros. The new Smash Bros. Is the character design of the one from A Link Between Worlds, which was like a tiny little like chibi sprite, and it's been brought to life so beautifully. And to see that character design in these incredibly beautiful animations brings so much joy to my heart. And
what you're talking about
and
right
I
now?
wanted Gino to be one of them. God damn it, he deserves respect. But now it's just going to be a fucking DLC
What
character.
characters were we talking
You know,
about
I
right
always
now?
liked Mallow better.
I'm
I
like
always
Zelda
preferred
from
Mallow.
Smash Bros. You know, the new one.
Okay, yeah.
I always liked Mallow better than Gino.
I know. All right, we've been over it.
Hey,
over it.
I want him. I want Mallow and Smash.
Hey everybody! Since we
Assist
spent
trophy.
this whole podcast talking about video games,
Yeah.
and therefore objectively the opening theme should be "I just want to play video games" for this episode.
That would be true.
What games have you guys been playing as of late?
Tokyo Xanadu
Deltarune.
EX Plus.
Nuclear Throne.
Endless War.
One at a fucking. I'll go down the
Endless
list.
War.
Mage,
Okay.
Mage, you're first. What have you been playing?
Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus and also Blade and Soul.
What in the fuck is Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus?
It's an JRPG. Yeah.
Excellent.
Of what denomination? What console? What style of graphics? what
well,
battle
well,
system?
I'm playing it on PC, but I think it's available and originally was on PS4 or at least Vita. Or at least the Tokyo Xanadu original one was on Vita, but then there's a PlayStation 4. And EX Plus is the advanced version from what I hear.
Is it good?
I like it enough, but that...
I've seen this game on Steam.
Yeah, it was a sale
it's like
recently.
an action RPG, right?
Yeah, it's fun. It took me a while to get the controls down with the mouse and keyboard. I actually sucked at it a lot with the controller, so I had to
This
learn.
definitely looks like a Vita game, like a Vita port. For sure.
Sadly, I didn't know that. But I only bought it because it was on sale on Steam. So and there we go. And I'm having fun with it.
Hey,
It
it's a
gives
Falcon
me
game.
it gives me a little bit of Persona vibes. It's not as good, but I don't know. It's fun. It's fun enough.
All right, we got to move through this fucking thing faster. Let's get through these fucking games we're playing. Here's my list. I'm playing Ys 8 on Switch a little bit. I'm playing Hyper Light Drifter on Switch a little bit. I've currently taken some time off of Hollow Knight. I'm playing a little bit of Devil May Cry 1. I'm playing a little bit of Evenical, the porn game from Steam, and I'm playing a little bit.
How can you be playing a little bit of Devil May Cry 1? We did a live stream of that last night where Tom beat it in 1 3-hour sitting.
Okay, well, I've played, I don't know, maybe twice for like 2 hour settings. I'm not that good at it, so, you know, whatever. It's taking me a while. Last game, I'm playing, believe it or not, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 a little bit every once in a while, and it's fun as hell. That's it. Go. Tom.
Gay.
If you want to see what I've been playing recently, go watch I Am Games,
Yeah,
the most
makes
on-brand stream on Twitch.tv.
On Twitch.tv, that's right.
The most on brand. That's a great.
I like
That's
that.
good.
I love that. That gives me a chuckle.
Oh, also, I forgot Deltarune. Now, Gib, what do you play?
I have been playing a lot of Team Fortress 2, and I've been
Oh, no, that's a mistake.
getting into a big old depression about it, about how I'm not good at the headshots, and I keep missing my head shoots, and I keep getting dominated by the entire other team. They're gangbanging me. They're getting me all in the shooting holes through my body. There's no body left. I'm dead. And I keep coming back, and I keep rage quitting every time I die, and I keep immediately opening TF2 after I rage quit, and I just do it over and over again. And I think to myself, what am I doing? Why am I doing? What am I trying to accomplish here? Am I trying to get better, or am I trying to? What's going on here? And then I go to YouTube.com/German985, and I watch all of his old videos. Then I go to Star_, and I watch all of his old videos, and then I watch how it feels to play Scout in TF2, and then I look at a million TF2 videos every day, and I don't do anything, and I'm fucking sad, and it sucks. It was the best game of all time. I love it when I can get a kill streak with my sniper rifle. Oh, I love TF2. Fuck you, TF2, you shit. Idiot.
Hippo, you know what the worst moment of my entire life was? Was a few days ago. I wanted to show Cassie some of my culture, and so I turned on German is Mad, and she didn't get it.
No.
I know. I was so fucking
What a sad
devastated.
fate.
I couldn't believe that
the floor drops out.
Yeah,
from under
that I
Hippo.
was investing time in the person who didn't understand the appeal of Germa is Mad.
Fuck.
I've never seen Germa is Mad.
Germa is Mad is the only video on the planet worth watching. If you're watching another video, then you don't understand.
Jerma and Star videos are like the Game Grumps before Game Grumps, and they're still better than Game Grumps have ever been, ever.
Sick. Ben, what are you playing?
Well, playing me and Munchie playing Endless War. I'm pretty tired today because, and this is my chance to segue into what I actually care about. Yeah. we had RFC KCON yesterday.
Yep, it was great.
We met up with some top killers and top rowdies. My Achilles tendons are raw and frayed to the point of nearly snapping because I was walking around in boots that were not the most comfortable. And we met Endless War in real life.
We went to the base of Endless War. It was a grand gay old time.
We prayed for his mercy, and we did not receive it.
I gotta ask, the pillow fight. What was that room? Where were you? Was that a big old hotel?
Oh, Ben wasn't there. That was like an after party thing.
Wait, pillow fight?
It was like an after party thing. I because Paradox Trox had flew in, and he flew in like towards the end of RFC KCON, and I wanted to spend more time with him because he is my literal adoptive son. We just went back to Ephraim's hotel room, and me, Ephraim, AJ, Shoop, Koff, Kazi, and Paradox Trucks all just hung the fuck out, ordered pizza, and shot the shit. And I beat the shit out of Paradox Trucks once. I don't think that was recorded, but it wasn't on my channel. Then Paradox Trucks beat the shit out of Ephraim, and then I think Ephraim beat the shit out of someone else, but I forget who. Ephraim beat the shit out of a television.
Man,
this is too fucking
all this
meta
shit
for
happened
me,
when I
dude.
wasn't
I don't
there.
know what the fuck you're talking about. Munchie, what games have you been playing?
We're talking about a convention.
I'm sorry that you don't understand literally everything that we're talking about.
Yeah, that's it, I guess.
Munchie, what games are you fucking playing?
I don't play video games. I only play Pokemon Go and Endless War.
Those are both video games. So you do.
There you go.
You fucking asshole.
There it is.
Anyway,
I caught one Gengar on Gengar Day.
I've been playing,
which also was RFC KCON.
I for the 6 hours leading up to this podcast, I was playing Tales of Fantasia on the
Tails gets trolled.
Digi, what happened
I don't know
to
what that is.
Crosscode? You got to get in on the beginning of that. What happened to Crosscode?
Getting in on the beginning of Crosscode is not as valuable as making a video about Tails. So
that means you just wasted all that time playing Crosscode?
You know, it wasn't a waste because I had a great time. But
I still have we're gonna disappoint the I Am Games. We've been talking up that Crosscode video. That's coming.
Nobody said that I quit Crosscode just because I made it fucking decided to play Tales of Fantasia.
Digi, it's gonna take us like 10 million. If you're gonna do a bunch of Tales videos, it's gonna take us what, like longer than fucking Deltarune will take to finish because there's so fucking many of them.
Why are you playing Tales of Fantasia instead of Tales of Berseria with that very sexual main character Velvet, who I'm very attracted to sexually?
I am planning to do a retrospective on the Tales series on the I Am Games channel.
Good luck. Good luck,
which you can find at youtube.com/
iamgames.fun.
Yeah, go to iamgames.fun. Better yet.
Damn, that's a good ass URL.
I own that fucking URL.
How much does that cost you? Like, what's that cost to do?
It was relatively cheap, I believe.
Damn,
it was worth every penny.
I should buy some. I want to pull like a Jesse and just buy a bunch of URLs. Anything even close, like best man of all time, best boy in the world. You know, things. I
got a deal. I got a hot deal on SaintComics.com. So I technically own Saint Comics with an X as well as Saint Comics with a C.
Well done. That was well done. Covering all your bases.
If we're speaking of URLs, go to apsadventures.site because by the time this comes out, there will be a new Balejape update video.
Oh,
yes.
Is it over yet? Is it done?
It probably won't be done. I don't know.
You left us on a cliffhanger, my dude.
Yeah, it was fucked up what you did to your character.
I played Tales of Symphonia. Now I remember why it sounded familiar. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Tales of Symphonia was my favorite game of all time, and I was 14, and I wrote a lot of pornography about the characters.
What's the name of the sexy ninja girl?
Sheena,
yes. She was the biggest titty girl in the world. Well, actually, Tifa was.
In my pornography, the lolly girl, while Sheena was asleep, inserted the hilt of a short sword into her own pussy, and then put the sheath of said sword into Sheena's pussy and fucked her in her sleep.
Wow.
That was one of 8 chapters of which I got of which on fanfiction.net, before they killed all pornographic fanfiction, I had 8,000 views, which until the My Little Pony channel was the most views I ever got on anything I ever did on the internet.
Damn. Did you ever see? I've seen
When
a
I was
couple of
14.
I saw one girl's Twitter bio once that was like it was like 10,000 views on YouTube, like something like 20,000 like Snapchat or Twitter followers, like 100,000 Snapchat followers, and then like 10 million views on Pornhub, and it was like an escalating.
Legit, that fucking Tales of Symphonia pornography that I wrote when I was 14 took me almost 10
minutes,
8 years to
come.
In view count. It took 8 years of nonstop production of further internet content.
What can you say? It appeals to the largest demographic, pornography. That's,
Yeah,
that's
and I guess Tales of Symphonia fans.
Well, that's true.
Porn is for everybody.
If you are a viewer and you would like to escape the frankly uncomfortable and confusing lifestyle of listening to the PCP and calling yourself a PCP fan, like full stop in there, then please go to discord.gg/lowercase MT uppercase SRX lowercase EK and
that's
join
a memorable
RCK.
One. They're gonna remember that one.
Or you could just find the link on the Discord on the Twitch page at twitch.tv/rowdyfrickerscockkill. It's probably easier to do that.
Let's all be real. Discord is faggot Zoomer shit, and you shouldn't be involved. Like, if you're on the internet, you are gay. Do not be on the internet. The internet is for straight faggots. Like, if you're not offline getting fucking pussy every day, you are doing your life wrong. Okay,
I mean,
like,
what
did you call me at Halloween?
It's
You call me like a
worth.
Zoomer Pied Piper.
Damn, that's so true. And Munchie's the lead Zoomer. Of that show.
yeah. He's the first one caught in my Piccolo song.
Damn, that's good. That's good shit.
Yeah, I'm very proud.
I guess we're all kind of that. I was just I got an interesting message from somebody. In my patron Discord, I was like rounding up the people who haven't paid their taxes and need to be killed. Who unpatroned. And one guy, it was really funny. He was just like, "Hey, dude, just letting you know, just whatever. Don't want to patron anymore." And one of the things he said was that like I've since outgrown the need for your message of like self-betterment and taking responsibility. So like I don't really need your content
perfect now.
And
I get that every day. Like every time someone unpatrons me, that's what the message is.
I mean, that's fine, but I was just like, wow, that's actually kind of great. It's a little sad that like they won't pay me.
No,
but
it's such a weird
I see
feeling.
the temptation, but I think like that's dumb. Actually,
well, I mean, maybe he's just lying, and actually he just doesn't want to pay.
I feel like those people. I feel like those people think that they forget about the fact that you remain older than them and that your message will evolve.
Well, I mean,
like,
that's
they will
true.
continually need your guidance unless they are actually exceeding you. Unless they've
taken like a huge attitudinal shift in their life or something. They no longer see.
They probably think they're a badass, and they're gonna quickly realize they're not.
Maybe they are. I believe this guy, or at least that he believes it. It's just that, like, I mean, I think about myself. Like,
nobody's that cool. Nobody's
cooler than us.
If somebody like I don't know loves my content, but then like gets a great job, like gets a girlfriend, and is just like loving their life, like I totally get why. Like, you need to take responsibility or whatever. They're like, I did. It's good. Got it covered, fam.
Sure.
That just sounds like what I want people to do. And I've been thinking about how, like, it's inevitable that at the very least, people will probably age out, or like just some people are going to not care about anime, video, whatever, and just go do other stuff. But then probably like new kids will cycle in. It's almost like you're a teacher in a classroom of a certain grade level, whatever that may be. And people cycle in and they cycle out as their life
constantly
changes.
Realizing that you're aging because the kids keep getting younger and younger somehow while you only get older.
Yeah, comparatively. I don't know. It's just interesting.
This sounds terrifying. Let's talk about something else.
Okay, you know what? We can go to those. We can go to the voicemails anytime.
No,
people.
I want to quickly make a shout out. Just not for myself. It's not something that will benefit me in the long run.
Okay.
It's just. So there's this anime that absolutely no one is talking about on the internet. It's just like it doesn't exist. I swear, like 3 or 4 people, and like it's called Double Decker. So I just want to raise awareness about this anime because
give us the elevator pitch. Why is it good, Mage? What's the
more like
deal?
Double Dicker?
No, I
hope
so. Yeah.
Why is it good, Mage? Sell us, please.
Have you guys seen Tiger and Bunny?
Yes,
I have seen that.
No.
I'm not certain, but it seems like it's by the same people. It has that sort of aesthetic and style to it, and like the characters are really fun.
It is by Sunrise, who did this.
Okay.
Who did both, but yeah.
You know
In fact, it is apparently tied into Tiger and Bunny. It is
there you go.
Oh, okay. I like it even more now.
Okay, well, hopefully let us know. Press M in the chat if you listen to Mage and did that. Watch.
Yeah. You don't have to like it. I just want people to be aware that it exists because no one's talking about it.
Press M if you approve of Mage. Press M in chat.
Mage, I've got an idea. Why don't you make a literal anime analysis video on why it's so great? It's to raise awareness.
No, I'm
like
not
I did with Oshite Galko-chan.
I'm really not good at those things, though.
It's not hard.
Fair enough. It's not hard. He's right.
I Google search Double Decker Duggan Krill and I see what it looks like.
Is it good, Manchi? Do you like it?
I mean, it looks like ass, but if she says it's good, it might possibly. I mean, it's a CG nightmare, so there's that.
I mean, Tiger and Bunny had also CG, and so
the city-state of Whifflania. 2 suns arise above the city, and the people here live.
Oh yeah,
peaceful lives,
it is in a
in the
city
shadows.
that is named literally. This town is called Lisvalletta.
Oh,
which sounds like Lithuania.
No, I did not realize that.
Oh, I see the fucking propaganda.
Oh my God!
Going
There's
on
government
here.
Mage has been hired by the government to push this propaganda.
Is the main character a young girl dressed in complete purple with a baseball bat walking around the desolate streets?
It is actually a young man described exactly that way.
He does not have a bat.
Damn.
He does not have a bat.
Is he actually purple? Is that like
he is all purple.
The pieces are falling into place.
Whoa!
His whole entire design is all purple, like head to toe.
Well, we know why Mage is watching the show now.
I mean, you're not entirely wrong.
Wow.
I got into it. I mean, it was recommended to me by Biter, and he sold me because there was a main guy who was purple and he was cute.
Oh,
God. But his personality is so adorable. He's just so excited to be there. It's just, how can you not love him?
That's always endearing. I like people who are excited to be anywhere.
He's a bit of a dumbass, but I love him.
Double Decker, check it out. Sponsored by Mage and the state of Lithuania.
The state.
Are we doing questions or what?
It's time to go to questions. Yes.
Jesus Christ!
Oh God, I forgot.
I've been here forever.
Hours deep.
I feel like I'm dying slowly in my seat.
This
all right,
felt
here we go.
It was 10 minutes for me. I'm drunk as shit.
I mean, it's been a boisterous last while. I've been enjoying it.
This has been the best day drinking of my life.
All right, let's get to it, people. First voicemail. Here we go. It's One Spar checking in as he does.
All right.
Let's see what he's got for us today. Go.
So as of the time of this podcast release, election season is officially over, and with it, a whole bunch of annoying videos about the importance of voting.
Correct.
I didn't see any of those.
But right now, I'm here looking up some information about the people running for my local offices, and not only have I discovered that one of the candidates is a serial heckler who attended NBA home games to berate the away teams to the point where he actually got banned from the local stadium. But another candidate is a YouTuber who makes candy and Lunchables reviews in the same vein as the reporter. A YouTuber, by the way, whose catchphrase is
"Just when you thought it was safe to get back into bed."
So are there any hilarious characters on the local offices where you guys know? Spoiler alert, there absolutely are.
I missed the end.
Where does this guy live?
You to vote for?
He's told us before, but I can't remember.
Dude,
my chakras just got blitzed from that. Holy fuck.
I would register to vote just to vote for Lunchables guy. I unironically
Wait. Digi,
hold
on the stream yesterday or like 2 days ago, you were literally making the case there was no way you would ever vote under any circumstances ever.
We found the one.
Well, Tom, guess what? I didn't know there was someone running on the platform of Lunchables. I still eat Lunchables every fucking time I go to the grocery store.
Just when you thought it was safe to get back
let me
into
ask Rich, let me ask you a quick
Just when you
question.
thought it was safe to get back in bed. What does that mean? What does that
What's
mean?
wrong? What's gonna happen, Lunchable Sky?
Hey, all
what
of you,
are you gonna
all
do?
of you, real quick question to decide
Yeah.
whether you get to live or die. What is the
Okay.
best type of Lunchables?
I just like the pizza ones with the goop on it, you know?
Of
I remember
course. Any
Yeah.
other answer, you would be executed in my society.
No, dude, ham and crackers.
Fuck
No,
you, Ben.
it's
You're
always
dead.
pizza.
You're dead in my society.
I never even had a Lunchable.
Same.
Oh, that's sad. That's
Well,
sad.
you're European. It's
Radcon
fine.
4,
I don't
we
know
have
if
to
those are
sit.
real
We have
over
to
there.
sit Hippo down with the pizza and the hams.
Dude,
Got to make the
yeah,
decision.
Lunchables reviews.
We gotta have a taste
do-
test. You gotta pick his
Oh
favorite.
yeah, fine, sure, I'll do that. I do recall having like things of in the similar vein of like it's food, right? For children, right?
But it's
like
not the same. As
And
Oh,
it's
they're
like-
so tiny. Oh,
they're
I
tiny
love
little
it.
crackers and bits of cheese. The thing is, I never liked cheese, so I would never eat any
Oh.
of those.
Well,
okay.
there's
The,
cheese on
the
that, I guess.
Lunchables that are good are the pepperoni pizza ones, and it's because for me as a child they were too expensive for my mom to buy them for me. But as an adult, they are like, I can buy Lunchables.
Ginger's over here in the lap of luxury with his pepperoni
little-
pizza Lunchables.
Mountains of tiny pepperoni
They're like
pizzas.
$2.50. They're like not even expensive.
that's fine,
but,
yeah.
You know,
I relate, Digi. I
it's
relate,
beautiful.
like, back in the day, I couldn't get, like, cereal or like, Kinder Extra Prize is too expensive. So now I'm just,
Right.
as soon as I became an adult, I was drowning in cereal.
best thing about being an adult.
Yes.
Did you have
Yeah,
only?
yeah, yeah.
I've only ever had the cheese pizza Lunchables because when I was a child, my mom was like, "The meat in these are
no.
disgusting, and you're not allowed to have
No,
them." Because
she's
my mom,
wrong.
my-
She's wrong. Okay, well, the thing about the Lunchables pizzas is that the key to them is that they come with. It's 3 pizzas and you get 9 pepperonis, and the satisfaction of laying out your 3 pepperonis per pizza, and then take each pizza is like perfectly proportioned to devour in 3 bites. So
true.
you have
Digi.
1 bite per pepperoni. It is the most satisfying fucking meal in the world.
You need to put like a video on the main channel of you analyzing.
really do.
that.
Dude,
You do.
I did. I made a. There's
Did
an
you on
after,
After
well, not on
Dark?
the main channel, but on After Dark, there's a video of me eating 9 Lunchables pizzas, and I got the worst stomachache of my life. Do not eat more than 1 box of those. I know it's tempting because you're like, haha, I'm an adult. It's only $5. I can do whatever I want. If you eat more than 4 Lunchables pizzas, you will feel like shit. I'm just
Hey,
letting
so-
you know. Because all of it is just sugar. Every single element of it tastes like sugar.
The end of that message was, I think, asking us like if there's any other like crazy election people in our areas that like have a kooky thing.
Oh my
Nothing
God, that
like
was a
that,
question
though.
about-
Don't you know about Donald Trump?
I mean, there's
you
always
know,
a crazy guy. I remember, like the
yeah.
last time in the UK election for prime minister or whatever, that there was a guy running, and he was like, I think he was wearing a giant Elmo suit or something, and he was just Elmo. And nobody
was
took him
just
seriously,
Elmo.
but he got votes because people hate politicians, and it's funny to vote for that guy.
Oh, okay. So he was kind of like a goofing on the whole system.
Yeah,
kinda guy.
there's usually a goofer or two. There's a guy with a giant boot on his head. I think I've seen an image.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that guy.
Are you talking
I
about
have.
Vermin Supreme?
Politicians, yeah,
Maybe.
got him. Wrecked.
Oh,
Ben, what were you saying?
I know. I've heard of Vermin
Yeah.
Supreme. I have a Deltarune observation to
Okay.
make. To jump back.
How did that happen?
Did anyone? This is a question / observation.
Okay.
And I want to know if anyone else feels the same way about this. I have a feeling I'll be the only one that thinks this. Was anyone else annoyed by the deer girl having a crush on Susie?
Ben, why
yes.
do you hate lesbians so much? Tell me. Explain to
It's
me.
not that I hate lesbians, Nate. Although I
Yeah,
do,
right.
but that's not the reason why.
I felt like it had no relevance to the game. That was like it was just by the way, he ship them.
That,
I
yeah,
don't like
it was irrelevant. But I mean, there's more chapters to come,
Yeah.
It's
so
kinda
whatever.
cute,
Maybe it will
though.
be
I
irrelevant.
don't know.
No, it's
It
not
was-
cute because I want Susie. Susie's mine, and no one can have her.
You know,
My reaction to hearing that, like to learning that what's her name, the deer girl has a crush on Susie is wow. This deer girl is a fucking idiot and probably a terrible person because Susie is a freak and a monster who like bullies people.
I don't know if that's
shoves them into lockers
unintentional.
and threatens to bite their
Okay,
face
but
off.
she doesn't know
if you like someone like that, you're probably
Okay,
fucking
first
stupid.
of
Yeah,
all,
and
Gib,
a
you're
retard.
probably fucking stupid,
No,
says
no.
Ben.
Ben, first of all, I don't think anyone has actually seen Susie bully someone, because if you talk to everyone, all she did throw a ball, and then they hated her.
Well, it seems like everyone's scared of her.
But
in class.
no one's.
Like when she comes into
but
class.
they also say that no one actually seen her bully anyone. They're just scared of her because she's big.
Wait, do they say that? Do they say that?
There's an implication throughout the classroom that she tries to put on a front, and then they can sort of see that she's not, but they are still scared of her because they're just kids.
I think it's pretty evident that, like, regardless of whether she's done that or not, like, yeah, she's a 14-year-old to 16-year-old girl. Of course, if she's attracted to other girls, what would she be more attracted to than the bad boy? You know, the bad one, the bad apple, the one who seems like a badass.
I mean,
like,
Susie's like that sexy rebel kid from The Breakfast Club, you know?
Exactly.
Like
but she's
obviously she
she's
likes
mean.
her, but like
she's mean and she's nasty.
I think
she acts terribly.
I think if it weren't for the fact that Undertale already did the lesbian thing, you'd be like, this doesn't feel as forced as it does here.
No, I don't think it feels forced. In fact, I think it feels totally natural. I think it feels like something that would definitely happen in real life. But it also makes me mad.
Well,
and it makes me mad, and I don't think it's fair. And I just think it's.
Yo, guy, girls,
Ben's
Ben's a nice guy. Why won't you date him, girls? Why? Tell me why.
It's just no. I read her being like, oh, I have such a crush on Susie, and I just put the game down, and I'm like,
Ben,
I know, of course you do.
Do you
but she's
think
awful. She's awful.
Ben, do you think it's implied that it is healthy of her to have that affection towards Susie?
I don't think the game really makes much judgment either way.
It's implied to be innocent enough.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's totally natural that she'd have that. Like, I don't think Susie has displayed herself as like an abject sociopath. I think she's displayed herself as like a troubled
She fucking
youth.
shoves you into a locker and tells you she's gonna bite your face off.
But you know that, not the kids in class.
Also,
Maybe.
I mean, these people probably grew up in the town together. Don't you think it's possible? There was a time in back in antiquity where Susie and this person were kids and they maybe played together and she has some positive memories based on that. So even if she's being a jerk now, maybe there's a connection.
To hone in on.
That's fan fiction, Nate. You just wrote fan fiction.
Okay, guys, no. Consider it. The dear girl, she's like naive and innocent and soft and kind. So she might admire the strengths that Susie has that she lacks.
True.
We're all writing some good fan fiction right now. I'm impressed.
This is not a story problem. This is not a the writing sucks problem. Okay. This is a
the
Ben world
Saint
is
problem.
This is a the world is terrible problem where it makes sense and is totally fine and acceptable that someone that acts like Susie could have the affection and admiration of strangers for it.
Okay, but then people literally make fan pages for serial killers in real life. I don't.
That's true.
Well, there you go. All right.
I mean, you're right, Ben. It's
proving
fucked
my
up,
point.
but people are attracted to weird shit and sometimes just strength. And I don't know.
I want to say on the basis of this conversation, before I never talk about Deltarune again. Deltarune's perfectly fine. I want to go on record as saying that anything negative I have to say about the game, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just old.
I don't accept. I have legitimate semi-criticisms, like this whole thing about how all my efforts to protect enemies from Susie were literally pointless.
Let me take that back. It's not that there's nothing wrong with it potentially at all. Just that it's overall good. I don't care. Something being good doesn't impress me. Like, I need things to be great for me to give a fuck. Because I've seen countless good things. Like, I've seen hundreds of thousands of good things. So something being good is not impressive to me. But, like, I do think it's good. I'm not saying it's bad in any way. It's fine.
I get that.
Fair enough.
I get the attitude that, like, sure, it's good, but who cares?
Like, because Undertale,
being
for
good
me,
is not impressive. I don't care.
There's
about
lots of good things.
I don't care if Deltarune does something totally different from Undertale. It's just that Undertale changed the game and awakened me a little bit more to like amazing things you can do, and like I just want something like that to happen in Deltarune. It doesn't matter what.
Can
but just
we
something.
move on with
we should continue. We should continue.
All right, let's move on.
Voicemails, please. I want this to end.
I hear you. Okay, this one's from PCP fan unconditional love guy. That's okay.
That's
so
the
let's
terrible real name.
see what
That's
got.
me. That's my pen
I mean,
name.
my cock is right here. If you
I'm really
want
happy to hear you guys on a Saturday morning at 3 a.m.
I'm sorry it was late.
I just wanted to mention that there's now as many PTP episodes as there are as the greatest anime of all time, Dragon Ball Super. And I just wanted to know, if you could be any Dragon Ball character, who would you be?
Okay.
We got several messages about which Dragon Ball character we would like to be.
I would be Puar,
I
the
would
shape-shifting cat.
obviously-
Oh, yeah.
I would obviously be Goku because he's the best one. Why wouldn't
I was going to say you'd be
Goku?
Popo, because you look like Popo.
I don't even know who
Just,
that
you
is.
know.
I've never watched Dragon Ball Z.
I would.
Munchie, the very slightly minority is like completely Mr. Popo.
It's not
the
a race
completely
thing. It's
black
the fact
guy.
that he's a stocky boy with, like, big, impressive girth, and that's what Munchie is.
Why not Boo? Why not Majin Buu, who's big and pink?
Because he's too fat. He's too fat to be Munchie.
You're too fat
Well, all right.
to be Munchie. Get the fuck
I
out
don't
of
know.
here.
I'd be Cell, because I'm into eugenics, so, you know.
Yeah. I'd be...
When I was a kid and Dragon Ball Z was super popular and every kid was claiming a person, I was Android 18, so I guess for nostalgia's sake.
I feel like Ben's Frieza. Ben just seems like Frieza to me.
I
You know?
could,
You know what I mean?
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I love it, actually. I'm actually sincerely complimented that I was Frieza and not, I don't know, that one pig.
Oh, whatever, yeah.
Oolong.
Yeah.
Fucking, I changed my mind. I'm gonna be, I forgot his name. The General Blue. General Blue
that's
from...
the blonde guy, right? The Nazi
yeah,
guy?
the funny gay Nazi is really cool.
Mage, by the way, I can totally see why you'd be Android 18. That's the blonde one, right?
Yeah.
I'm reflecting on it, and like,
I get it.
Normally, I would pick like some cute girl I want to be, right? But like
Chi-Chi or something.
In DBZ, there is no.
Who thinks Chi-Chi when they think cute girl?
Right,
as a child, she's an extremely sexualized little girl. So that sounds like something Digi
That's
be
the
into.
thing, though. Like, there's no DBZ girl who I really relate to.
What
And,
about
like,
Videl? Videl's pretty good.
As for that's what I'm thinking is like, you can either be one of the girls or one of the guys who's with the girls, and like ultimately, if I had to pick, it's like, well, Videl's the cutest. I'd be Gohan, so I could be with Videl.
Okay.
That doesn't feel that different from my actual life.
No, wait, who wants to be Gohan? Yeah, sure, he's with Videl, who's fine.
Well,
but Gohan's a fucking square.
Okay,
Yeah.
the hottest girls are like Android 18 and Videl, probably. Like,
yeah, that sounds about right. Oh,
I don't-
well, Launch, I guess, from Dragon Ball is pretty good. I don't know.
Launch is pretty good.
Launch is good too. I mean, the thing is that
Also,
all the
unpopular
girls.
opinion, I don't think the girls in Dragon Ball Z are that hot.
Okay, what it comes down to is that the characters in DBZ are all very basic. Like, every guy is just like a male ideal, and every girl is just like your ideal girlfriend. So it doesn't matter who you choose. No matter what, you get the perfect life. Like, any DBZ character you pick, you just live perfect.
I don't really like Akira Toriyama's girl
Except
designs.
Yamcha or fucking TM.
I like Bulma. Bulma's looks nice. She's cute.
Yeah, like everybody loves Bulma, and if you
aged pretty badly.
it's like
not gonna
it's
lie.
like okay, who do you want to be? Do you want to be Bulma so you can be a hot girl, or Vegeta so you can fuck a hot girl? It doesn't
I do
matter.
wanna be
Like, all the
Vegeta.
characters are the same.
I dislike Bulma. She stole my husband.
I want to be Android 17 because he's the closest thing to a machine man that that's what I want to be. He has unlimited energy, and he's in Super, and he looks the same age, so maybe he's immortal. So I'm on.
Is he the one with the red mohawk?
No, that's
that's
Android
16.
16
Is he the
is
black-haired
dead.
one?
Yeah, he's the black.
It looks like
one.
black hair.
Yeah,
18.
yeah.
Okay.
Guys, did Pan ever grow up? Like, because the last time I saw her was like
She was in GT.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was in GT.
Jesse is telling us in the chat, you guys are looking at this all wrong. The correct answer is Krillin, because he's the only one with an actual normal good life.
It's true.
I don't
What
disagree.
about
like,
Yamcha?
like being Krillin and getting to fuck Android 18 is pretty fucking perfect. Like, I mean, okay, if I'm thinking
He's
of
a
it in
police
terms of
officer?
like,
Man.
like when I think of it broadly, I just think that being Krillin is no different from being Gohan. Like, if you're getting more specific, Krillin is better.
Krillin is
you
like
know?
the best human in the entire series.
But, Jesse's
is-
pointing out that nobody hates Krillin, but I feel some people aren't too fond of Gohan after after Gohan gave up
Maybe
all his incredible power.
Like
Krillin
I said,
just,
like
you know.
I think we're thinking of this broadly, but if you're gonna get
Yeah.
ultra specific, like I said, all the girls
getting
are kind
so
of the
deep in
same, all the
this.
guys are kind of the same. So it's really just like, if on a broad level. Like if you want to get specific, you have to really think about TBC. And I don't know it well enough
Krillin
to think that
or
hard.
Gohan the way that I respect someone like Goku or Vegeta.
Yeah.
You know,
Goku is like the least respectable guy at DBC for in a way. Like he's
a
not
deadbeat fucking dad.
Vegeta then. Vegeta.
Vegeta is the best. Goku
Vegeta is the best.
Awful. Goku is objectively a character I don't like as I've grown older, and it makes me very upset.
If anyone can explain to me what Goku did to not that he deserves more power, but literally what technique did he use to acquire more power than Vegeta, who objectively tried the hardest?
Genetics,
which
doesn't even make sense. He just is strong, and it's really gay, and I've hated it forever.
Well, that's kind of what I love about DBZ is that like the main character is like the least. I won't say the least interesting character, but like among the central cast, he's like the least relatable, and I think that's almost appropriate. Like, if someone's gonna be fucking God, like the guy who solves every problem, you're not that fucking guy. No audience member is the guy who solves every problem.
The moment in the Kid Buu saga when Vegeta finally he's like sitting there beaten and bloody on the ground, like already basically dead, but somehow came back, and Goku's like Super Saiyan 3 fighting Majin Buu, and he just has to come to terms with the fact that like, yeah, you're better than me, and it just always will be that way. Man, that fucking hit me hard as a kid.
I mean, that's one of the most amazing scenes in the whole show.
Like I think Goku is there to remind us, like, we are not Goku.
That's why Vegeta is the best character in Dragon Ball. Like, not even a contest. Like, the realest dude, the best guy. Yeah.
Vegeta is the best character in Dragon Ball Z. Vegeta is the new main character when he, comes in. But if you read Dragon Ball, Goku is interesting, and I like him.
I believe you.
Yeah, like, he's fun in Dragon Ball.
Krillin is the
Do you
Vegeta
want to know why?
of Dragon Ball.
This is my theory on why Goku sucks in Dragon Ball Z. Because Goku is the main character of a comedy series, and Dragon Ball Z is not a comedy series.
Well, sure.
And also, he never mentally grew up even like a little bit. He never kissed his wife. How did he have children? Oh my god.
I mean, you don't have to kiss a woman to impregnate her. I'm just saying. Who
says Goku never kissed Chi-Chi?
Goku did in Dragon Ball Super.
There you go.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I don't.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
He doesn't even know what a kiss is.
But what about all that pornography I read?
All right, guys, we've been spending way too long on this question. Let's move on to the next one, shall we?
No, I'm fucking shook.
Hear this and be like, wait a minute. I could, like, regardless of whether Ben gives a fuck about Dragon Ball Z, he grew up with this show, and to hear this is obviously fucking deeply disturbing.
It is disturbing. This is like, wait, there's something wrong here. Something is rotten.
I guess they're corrupting his character by, making him
it is kind of ridiculous, because he was like that in Dragon Ball. Like, he's like, Chi-Chi asked him to marry her, and he said without realizing.
And he never kissed his wife? What?
And it was implied that he had no idea what he was getting himself into when he said he would marry her.
Why didn't she say something? Like,
how... Goku, how you're supposed to talk to that? It's impossible.
Yeah. She couldn't have just demanded
why would you marry
that he kiss her? Like, what the fuck? Like, she has her fucking... She's kind of got, like... I don't know, it's a weird relationship where, like, sometimes she's in control, but most of the time she's totally not.
What if she did it while he was asleep? What if that was the only way it was safe? Because he's so strong.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't remember kissing her.
Did you guys ever read that? There was like an article called like How to Fuck Superman, or like something about like it was like a think piece about how Lois Lane has sex with Superman,
and it's about how like his sperm if his sperm is like proportionally strong as the rest of him, they would like shoot through her body and like rip her eggs to shreds.
This literally happened in the movie Hancock. Have any of you seen it or heard about it?
No.
Yeah, I've watched it. Yeah. I don't remember how it dealt with this.
Will Smith.
Yeah, Will Smith comes through the like roof of the trailer that they're fucking in. Like, he has to pull out so that he doesn't fucking murder her with his cum.
God damn, I don't remember that.
There's a scene where they're fucking, like, and it cuts to the outside of the trailer, and like 2 holes appear in the roof as he comes through the roof of the trailer.
He's got a double-barreled cock, I guess.
That's the only scene I've seen of that movie.
Okay.
All right, guys, let's move on.
Going?
Let's keep going. Yeah. Okay. Ryan Harper with a message. Here it is.
Hello, I am the democratically elected representative of the detractors of the new PCP theme song. I've been sent to tell you guys that the whole issue with the theme song is that it is more of a joke than a theme. The whole bit with the guy doing a woman's voice, it's funny.
No, it's not. It's
but
just,
it's really forced.
Well, okay, it is.
It wouldn't be funny if it sounded natural.
Okay,
but because
before
it
this
doesn't
guy
sound
even
natural,
finishes,
it
do
can't
any of
really
us
be
even
a
disagree?
good theme song.
Like,
not really.
And
Not
after hearing
okay,
it,
everyone,
we're done.
Wait,
We're done with him.
We all agree the new theme song is wrong, right?
No, why did you vote for it? Oh my god.
No, of course not, Digi. We
People can make
fucking voted
mistakes.
for it, and it won.
We voted for it because it was funny until we realized that when you hear it over and over again, it doesn't function this way.
I mean,
right?
I like
what
it.
do you
Like,
mean?
isn't it boring that every episode of Adventure Time opens them saying, "Come along with me"? Like, we got it the first time, guys. We don't need to hear it every time.
Okay, maybe you liked the second. Maybe you liked the runner-up. I get it. I liked the runner-up too. I also
don't know
voted
what the runner-up
for it.
is. I did not listen.
It was
to
the
that
one that was just
episode.
the word PCP in multiple ways.
PCP.
So like the news thing.
You know what?
Yeah.
What would
Still
be
say
ideal?
it should be a channel trailer.
I don't
I
think
agree.
opening themes are necessary for this show.
Well, all right. We
I
don't
don't
need to
see
open
the
this
point.
can of worms. I don't know. Let's talk about it amongst ourselves the next meeting or something. We'll see what's
Digi
what's going
won't
on.
be there to speak his opinion.
That's
true.
I don't even care. I'm just letting you know what my opinion
All right,
is.
all right.
Did you
You say Munchie?
I don't care for the rock breakdown, but whatever.
Yeah, the
It's
rock.
no big
Okay, I didn't remember that was a thing. Like when I voted for this theme song, it was based on my vague memory of it from months prior.
Well, that
not
sounds
having
like your
realized
problem.
It was a rock and roll song.
That's true.
I just will say what I've been saying the entire time this has ever been even an idea is that we don't even need a new theme song. Why? We didn't need one.
Don't know.
It's about that.
We don't
It's about
need
that
to- we don't
community
need to
engagement.
live.
It's about
Tom,
community
you're
engagement.
fucking insane if you think that this has built more community engagement than I'm supposed to. You're insane.
The problem was that at first we were playing the wrong part of the song as the OP, but eventually we corrected that and we're playing a better part of it, and it was no longer a problem in my eyes. So like,
I don't know.
Initially, I was a big complainer of us making the ED the OP because of the fact that it sounded wrong as an OP, but then like we used a different part of it and it was only 5 seconds long and it wasn't a problem anymore. And like it was like fixed before we made another OP.
I guess so.
But
Guys,
that's
let's talk about this more later.
This is what we
Let's
fucked
move
up.
on.
I just want to close out.
Move on. Move on.
Let him finish his. All right, say it. Go
All
on,
I
Tom.
wanted to say is
Yeah,
that we
yeah.
clearly fucked up. We should have referenced our good friend Jeff, the master of what's in an OP, who could have helped us pick a better song.
Okay. Yeah.
He's right. Okay. Next.
Love you, Jeff.
Next message. Here we go. This is from Mackey's Back, I think. All right, go.
Hey, Nate, you think you're so fucking cool with your electric skateboard?
Yeah.
Well, listen to this. That's me doing a real grind on my real skateboard. I'd like to see you do that on your stupid, heavy electrical piece of shit, idiot. Get wrecked.
What's that,
Damn,
Tony
dude.
Hawk, who just called in? Holy shit. Was
I may
that
have-
Bob Burnquist?
Was that Bob's Burgers calling in? I'll take 10, please.
I want to see Nate. You show up to like a challenge. You show up to like meet this challenge, and this guy, he's there wearing like, you know, like a hemp parka or whatever the fucking Zoomers wear or
Yeah.
something. He's probably got a man bun, you know, and peach fuzz or whatever. He's looking like a real cool skater guy.
Yeah.
And you show up on your like motorized electric skateboard, wearing like, you know, wrist pads and like a helmet and stuff, and like a knapsack with cheese sticks and pepperoni in it or something for lunch.
The thing is, I wish that was me, because I fell again today, and it
Oh,
hurt a lot
no.
again.
Dude,
I'm just saying. Also, I just want to say, it's really putting the fear of God into me, and I'm getting more scared every time I ride, because now I know what I have to do and how bad it hurts when I fall.
Nate, did you wear gloves this time?
Absolutely not, Mage. I have not learned my lesson yet. I'm cut.
Listen,
cut.
it's not so bad. I was just walking. After RFCK Con. Me and Crack were walking to his car. I was just walking along the sidewalk, you know, playing Pokemon Go. Just my foot missed the sidewalk, and I just fell and ate shit.
Oh, it hurts.
And I have like a big fucking, as you put it, a big fucking raspberry on my on my right palm right now, where it like tore a bunch of the skin off the pavement.
sorry to
dude. So
hear that.
you don't need an electric skateboard to risk pain and injury as you're getting
Every
around.
heartbeat
this world.
is risking pain and injury.
Dude, guys,
it's really the human condition.
He's right.
This is why we need to be robots.
I could not tell how legitimate that call was, but like my mental image of a dude just like nonchalantly being like, "Hey Nate, you think you're so fucking cool?" And just like busting a sick grind and then being like, "Yeah, fuck you, dude." Like, is that not the coolest image you could ever imagine?
That is.
Yeah.
That's one of the best calls of all time.
Pretty good.
Mackie is back. Well, way to go. I am thoroughly pwned. I'm thoroughly pwned.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work on my grinding skills. Well, I'm not terrified to get back on the board. Okay,
Wait,
next
I
call.
fell on a skateboard when I was 5 and I never got back on. So
right?
I feel
it's
you.
scary. It hurts a lot. It's real bad. I need fucking elbow pads. I'm tearing my fucking body up.
My
doing
dad
this
is
shit.
a big time skateboarder. He's got a bunch of
no
VHS
idea.
tapes of him fucking busting mad shit on a half pipe, and he tried to get me
busting
in when
fat
I was a
loads
kid.
on that half pipe, dude. Just busting them out there.
And I like fell once and was like never fucking again. So that's
he fell once, you said, and then just stopped.
Yeah, when I was like 5, I fell.
Oh, you did,
and I was
yeah.
like,
Okay.
No thanks.
It fucking hurts. It's serious.
Move
yeah,
on.
it
Move
fucking-
All right,
on.
yeah, here we go.
Move
Next one. This is number 6 out of 10. Yes, I'm 17 years old. Calling in with a message. Let's see what he's got for us.
Hey guys, so I was reading this book called How to Win Friends and Influence People, a book that most PCP listeners should
I was reading that book on the toilet
one of
just
their
yesterday.
principles is do not criticize other people. They say that just to not misconstrue what they mean. Criticism is futile because it puts a person on the defensive and it usually makes them strive to justify themselves.
Agreed.
Do you guys agree with that, or do you guys completely disagree?
I agree.
This is a great question. Okay.
I like
I think
criticizing
you can,
people when I don't care about, like, coming to some sort of agreement with them. I just want them to be annoyed because they made me annoyed.
Sure,
but that's usually, that's just bad.
Well, that
internet
means you're not
discourse, and that
trying to
happens all
win
the
friends
time.
or influence people.
Exactly.
He's right.
Exactly what I was
I'm
going to
not.
say. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't
You
if
can
you
criticize.
go.
You can criticize people, but you should there's like, I don't know. You just have to do it the right way. You just have to do it in a way that shows that you don't like dislike them or think that they're dumb or that they suck.
In like a life hack way, in like a Inception way, you want them to like kind of like think that it's their own idea.
Right,
Probably,
you got to ask
if you can
questions
do that.
instead of make statements.
Yeah,
if they're forced to answer badly themselves, it's more impactful.
You want to criticize with like, well, you don't just want to say, like, oh, well, this sucks. You want to be like, okay, well, I really like the way you did this, but this other thing over, I don't know if it really works with this. Yeah. Like,
See,
you want to like. You want to give a little.
Nate does this all the time. Every time we're on the
vinegar.
PCP, if Nate ever says, "I hear what you're saying," that means what you just said was retarded, but I'm not going to say it that way.
That's me saying it in a diplomatic way. Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
Well, okay, like I think that in most situations, people are not looking for criticism. Like, just about 12 hours ago, I put out an album, and there was this one guy who left this super long comment, like criticizing every fucking song on it, and. When I read through it, all I could think was, this guy has no idea what my intentions were, nor what I think of what I've released. Like, his criticisms have nothing to do with my feelings on the songs or how I feel about them, but he phrased it in such a way like he was trying to be helpful, and it's just like, dude, like, you can't help me if you don't know what I'm trying to do. And when people are criticized, the reason they go on the defensive is that they have thought through this more than what they are saying. Like, I think the average person,
that definitely
they make
can be true.
Can't this be turned on to us for criticizing Deltarune?
Sure. Oh,
no.
okay.
No.
Criticizing
an artist is not the same as criticizing a person.
There is a huge difference between criticizing something to the person's face and doing so elsewhere. And like this guy who I'm talking about on my album literally said, "You're a critic, so I guess whatever." And I was just like, what does me being a critic have to do with the fact that you're commenting on this? Because when I criticize things, I don't leave them on the guy who made its page. Like, I've never made a comment that Reki Kawahara, author of Sword Art Online, has read.
If someone is looking for criticism, that's one thing. In general, I would say, okay, I do believe in not giving criticism to someone unless they specifically ask for it. Like, I don't go out of my way to tell someone if I think they're fucking up. Because, and sometimes I feel selfish for that reason, because I know that criticizing someone who is not looking for criticism will only, honestly, it might benefit them to hear it if no one else has told them that they're fucking up.
Yeah. It can, but it can also make them hate you a lot.
Yeah.
So that's a cost you have to pay.
Well, the reason I don't do it is for selfish reasons, because I know that it will usually not benefit them, because most people will not hear it if they're not looking for it. And they will just hate me, and I don't want people to hate me. So I just am like, well, I'm just gonna let this person figure it out on their own.
I think because
because that's how it always has to do. A person will not listen to your criticism unless they have already become mentally ready to receive it.
I think one step further though, which maybe is too much, but I just think that like, okay, if I've got like let's say like friends around me, I see them fucking up, and I don't say anything. I personally worry that one day they'll be mad at me for allowing them and not like saying anything.
No? You know what? I might be too passive on that end. Like, I have benefited greatly from people criticizing me when I didn't want to hear. Like, in the long run, I have looked back and been very grateful.
Right. Any specific instance?
No. For criticizing me on things, and there are other times when I'm like, I wish that someone had criticized me. So
there was one criticism I gave to you, Ben, recently.
Wait, what?
There was one that I gave to you that I think will benefit you in the long run. You seem to sort of agree with that criticism.
Was it about being too like accepting of like?
No,
what was
no.
it?
It was that you just sing too much and it's not funny.
Yeah,
that was the one.
And have you noticed that I have stopped doing?
I have noticed that. I have noticed that.
I think Ben's singing is mostly hilarious.
In small doses, sure, absolutely.
If specifically, if he is singing "Neutral Milk Hotel," I don't get the 56709 thing that he does all the time.
That's an Endless War thing. So there you go.
Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Speaking of stuff like that, though, that's making me think. Like the reason why a lot of artists tend to be self-deprecating and openly self-deprecating is that they want to criticize themselves publicly as to like allow people to like agree, so that they because like nobody.
It's a shield.
It's a shield, and it's also an invitation, because, like, if I say something of mine sucks, I don't want people to say, no. What I want people to do is, like, to take that as, like, an opportunity to say, yeah, I because, like, people are generally very, guarded with their criticism. They don't want to make enemies with anyone. They don't want to make someone upset. So, like, how do you say, please criticize me? Like you, you say it like that, but like I don't think about it a lot, and I think the reason people like me self-deprecate is like a sub. What am I thinking of? A way to do that. Subconscious way of doing that.
Okay, I think that people probably have the perception that we are all a bunch of like hypercritical assholes, right? Sure. If anything, and I don't necessarily feel that way. I mean, obviously you can do too much, but I respect people. Well, you can be an asshole and criticize someone who doesn't want criticism, and no good comes of it, and you just hurt feelings and nothing good happens, and obviously that's bad. I respect people who are willing to criticize someone if they honestly see them fucking up. I don't think that I do. I think that I am too unwilling to open my mouth if I see someone fucking up. I'm too willing to be like, I'm just gonna let them deal with it because they're not gonna want to listen to what I have to say about this.
Ben, I will tell you right here and now, I will only criticize someone to their face if they ask for it. I'll criticize people all the fucking day behind their back, and that could mean in the form of a long-form YouTube video viewed by 7 million people, but like, if it's to someone's face, I'm not gonna do it if they don't ask for it, because like, I don't believe you can take it. Like, I've criticized people and they haven't been able to take it. I've had people come to me asking for criticism and not be able to take it. And, like, I don't have fucking patience for that. Like, I need to have a certain level of trust in you that you actually are going to take this criticism seriously, or else I don't... Like, it's... Even if I think it can help you, I don't trust you to take it the way I want you to, and to like actually learn something from it. Like, fuck you don't get my criticism, you don't get that help.
You separate people who don't take it well and people who just kindly disagree?
Yeah, but like there are people who, I mean, if you're gonna if let's say somebody comes to me asking for criticism, and then I tell them my criticism, and then they disagree, and then maybe they sway me or they don't. If I feel like I've offered my opinion and you just dismissed my opinion, then I'm just gonna be like, well, why did you ask for my opinion if you were so sure of yourself?
Remember Dave? Did you remember Dave?
I assume you mean the German guy.
The German
yeah,
writer.
He was a big part of why I developed. Like, he was a guy who would constantly ask for criticism and then argue against all of it.
Perfect case study.
Yeah.
Perfect. He's like patient zero. He's like a cartoonish example of someone who would literally
a good reason for why I have trust issues today might be this particular individual.
Later he moved on to, I mean, I think most people have better sense than Dave. But Dave would come to me and he would say, "Hey Ben, I wrote this like story, or I drew this comic." He was mostly into writing like a novel at the time. "I wrote this like chapter of a novel. What do you think?" And I would read it and be like, "Okay, no offense, but your English is not fluent."
And then he would say, "Well, I can't sell anything if I write it in German." And then I would say, "Well, your English isn't good enough to sell in English."
Yeah.
So
nobody
stop.
writes in German. Nobody reads books written in German. I mean, to be honest, I didn't think that the humor was very good, even if I ignored all the weird like ESL gaffes and goofs and whatever. But even aside, the first thing every time would be like, I'm sorry if you don't want to hear this, but your English just isn't good enough. You do not read like a fluent English speaker. Like you shouldn't. You need to either write in German or improve your English, like one or the other.
I have a proofreader.
And he just wouldn't fucking listen. Then he would argue against me about why his English was actually right.
Yeah.
Why it wasn't as bad. Like why it wasn't as bad as I was telling him.
Well,
yeah.
Even if it's not as bad, it has to be. If you want to be published, you at least get a proofreader. It's not.
Yeah, like get someone to literally.
I would tell him that. I would tell him you need an editor or a proofreader or something, and he'd be like, "No, I can't afford one." And I'd be like, "Well, sorry."
We were supposed to be his proofreaders. Like he was coming to people in the analysis community to
Then he would argue against our proofreads.
Right. It was really fucking ridiculous.
Well, that's fucking weird.
In those situations, that's stupid. I was thinking...
Some people are just hopeless, and their ego is too big to accept, whatever criticism. I mean, not even saying he's got a huge head, but if he's not going to take the points, then they're just useless. It's just useless.
I don't. He was so upset. He was like, "No, I can't write in German." Why? It's your fucking. People read, right? Yeah. People read in Germany.
This guy
wanted to be the next Amazon bestseller.
I would think that writing in German would be a huge advantage because that's a much more niche market, right?
Well,
I guess
not everybody knows about marketing, so.
It depends.
Including me.
What was he writing anyway? Was it like something anime related or something?
It was like a furry
weird
fantasy.
Pony porn.
Oh, of course he's a German furry. All Germans are furries.
He was a furry, but he was writing. It was like a sort of
what
fantasy.
What is it called when you're
thing.
a furry, but it's all scales?
Scalies.
We all know instantly.
Yeah.
I was asking someone about birds. I had hoped that there was a special
we
word
were talking
for
about
bird.
this on I Am Games, weren't we?
It's
yeah. And apparently,
Rowdy Fuckers.
It's
It was on Rowdy Fuckers Cop Killers, wasn't it?
Yeah.
One of those two. God, there's all.
No, I think it was
whatever.
Games.
He was a scale man.
It's all a blur.
What's the next fucking voicemail?
Yeah, please,
I'll
God.
take the next voicemail.
Just make this the last one.
We're not even at 3 hours
This
yet.
is too long.
We're all right. We're getting there. We got 4 left. This one is from. Hang on. Play. All right. This is from Ringe Grompulation. Is this one? Let's see what he's got for us.
Hey guys, I just wanted to ask, what's on the short list for your personal cringe compilation? When you think about at random times the shittiest thing, or not even maybe a minor thing that you did in middle school that you're just
where do I fucking begin?
I have one. I have
We're
one.
trying
that I
to end
don't think
this
I've
show
talked about.
quickly.
when
God.
I was a small man boy, a non man.
I have one.
What's that for
read
you
my
guys?
blog.
Okay. That's
okay. I have one that I honestly feel so terrible and awkward and weird about to this day, and I feel like it's I've specifically avoided ever telling the story because it's uncomfortable for me in a way that does not feel fun.
Sure. Okay.
Maybe don't tell it.
Are you gonna tell us now?
I mean, I could. I don't think it...
I'd be happy to hear it.
Objectively speaking, I don't think it's anything that anyone is going to crucify
People
me
probably
for.
will throw it in your face, and it doesn't matter if it's bad. If it makes you uncomfortable, then, you know.
Well,
I don't know.
I feel like it's maybe a little overblown.
Okay.
All right, the point is we were in like fucking middle school. I was like probably in like 5th grade or something, or maybe 4th grade, whatever. And I don't know why I did this. I don't know why I thought this was funny. But, like, we were doing, like, practice speeches for, fucking, like, student government, like, elections. Like, we were sitting in the auditorium, and we were like, the people who were running for student office were practicing their speeches. And one of the girls running was, like, a couple years older than me. I didn't know her. And she gives a speech about Treasurer, and this is not in front of, like, a big crowd or anything like that. It's just like, and she gives a speech about running for treasurer or something, and like I think she asked for questions, and I decided it would be funny if I like raise my hand and asks like, how does a guy get a date with you? And as like a joke, and I was like, and like I think it really embarrassed her. And I felt terrible afterwards. I was like, what a weird... In hindsight, like, what a weird thing to do. Like, that's
so
not
mean,
funny.
too, because it's like, she's trying to, like, do something here, and you just hit her with that.
You know, it's funny, Ben, that you're upset, like, with yourself for that, because I feel like the average douchebag does that every week in every class he's in.
Yeah, that just shows that you're not such a bad guy, but
it was very... In hindsight, I think I realized as soon as I said... It was out of my mouth, and I saw the look on her face, that I was like... That this was, like, a very, like, demeaning thing to do, and I had, like...
That's like the worst feeling where like when you say something
and it wasn't even funny, and it wasn't even for a good joke.
Like the first time in your life where something you say doesn't go the way you thought it would in your head, and that's that realization of like, oh wait,
it's like oh no, I hurt a real person's feelings.
Yeah. God. I don't have a specific story like that, but I have had that feeling before of like just fucking up terribly in front of people. I thought I wouldn't.
I've got a small story about this that does haunt me to this day. This was the weirdest. Okay, this was the first time in my life I attempted to make any kind of sexual advance on anyone. Nice. Oh, it was nice. Okay, well, whatever. I'll let you be the judge. There was a girl in my class. I don't know what was going on. We were like out. I don't know, like field day or whatever. We were just in school somewhere, and this girl was a well-known slut. And I was like, oh, yeah, all right, this will be easy. Like, yeah, no worries. I thought she was kind of cute, you know.
She likes to park in cars with boys.
Exactly. So I forget what was going on, but this is how I communicated my sexual interest in her.
Okay.
She, like, I don't know what was going on, but, she, like, offered her hand. Oh, God, this is... there was something going on. She like held out her hand.
What was where were you?
We were outside, like doing something. Like the two of us.
Was this
somewhere.
At like a school dance?
It might have been at band camp. It might have literally been at band camp actually.
Okay.
And the way that I communicated my interest was she like held out her hand, God. Like I grabbed her hand. No. There was like she had like two fingers
up.
I
could feel it.
And I made the, like, jacking off gesture on her fingers with my hand. This is what I did. And
what?
And she just was like, what? And I was like...
That's like, so forward.
I know. It was incredibly forward. Like, okay,
time.
We were kind of friends. There had been jokes about sex. But, like, this was what I chose to do as my... method.
Do you mean you guys had joked about sex before, or
no?
Just...
Well, no. I mean, I was a virgin for many more years after this. She definitely was not. In fact, this same girl.
But you and her had joked about sex.
Yeah. I mean, you know, as a group,
that's less awkward, I guess. If like the tone had been set to like make humorous references.
No, well, the thing is, it wasn't like on that level. I made it real in a way that was not anticipated by anyone.
I want to know how old were you? I
was between 16 and 18, I think, somewhere in that.
Oh, too old.
Yeah, way too old. It was too real and weird, and no. It's like when the nerdy guy who nobody really likes you get paired up with in class to do something. You're a girl in this example, and he like starts coming on to you in some ways, and you're like, oh Christ, dude, what the fuck is what is this?
When he when he like pulls out his katana like behind the school and like corners you with it and is like, we're gonna do
see
sex stuff now, and you're like, oh no, not again.
All right, that's it. What? Anybody else got one they want to share?
I have a story that like something I regret.
Okay.
Oh
yeah.
No. It was in school. I remember there was this one classmate that I was really did not get along with him. It was because he kept badgering me rather than like I badgered him. I don't know what his problem was with me, honestly, but he was bad to everyone, but I feel like he was picking on me the most. But it was hilarious because he was the shortest guy in the class, and I was the tallest person in class, so it was like a bit of a hilarious duo now that I think about it. Anywho,
such an odd couple.
Yeah, anywho, so I was walking with my friend in the hallway, and he was behind us with his friends, and he was heckling me. I don't remember what he was saying, but he kept, agitating me. So what I did, I formed a fist and I put all my strength in it, and I turned around and I tried to punch him, but I ended up punching someone else. And
Whoa!
And I felt so bad. The guy ended up laughing at the guy that got punched, and I was like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean it. I was gonna punch him, and the guy ran away. I probably punched him really hard. I think he cried.
Whoa!
He ran away and cried.
The violent violence.
The violent violence
has no off switch for the lethal force.
That was, I think, like one of the last punches I ever threw. Now that I think about it,
just another story of her going too far, just going too far in this Mad Maxian wasteland that is Lithuania in the early 90s.
I regret two things. I regret punching that poor guy, and I regret not punching the other guy afterwards.
His defenses were down at that point. It was a prime opportunity.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else?
I don't know how to answer this question because I am a living cringe compilation, and I can think of 1,000 stories at least as embarrassing as
I can sum up.
I'm jumping in. I have one.
Oh my god!
Hey, it's the man. All right, hit us up.
I'm jumping in at like the last 5 minutes of the podcast because this conversation brought back a memory so traumatic and so cringy that I've never told this story in my life.
Okay,
I vowed to never tell it. It's kept me up at night for like 20 years, probably longer. It's the worst thing I've ever done to another human being in my life, and it haunts me to this day. I was like a little kid. I was like 7 or 8 years old. Just a little stupid little bastard baby shit. And I was at a carnival with my mom. And they had the carnival games, and there was a girl who was probably in her 20s or late teens, working at the carnival games with the balloons, and you throw the thing at the bottles or whatever. And I went up to there with my mom, and I don't know how it got brought up. I think she had like a little kid with her, or like she mentioned that she had a kid or something. I don't know. Somehow it got revealed that this lady working at the carnival game had a kid of her own. And I was just like this. I was a little baby. I would never do this ever as an adult. Ever. But when I found out that she had a kid, the first thing that came to my mind, and I said it out loud to her, was, wow, a cheating carny and a bad mother.
What?
Oh, fuck.
Jesus.
Wait. I do not condone that I did this.
Yeah.
I want that this is the worst thing I've ever said to a human being in my life.
Wait, you said that when you were 7?
I have two questions. I have two questions. One, what made her a cheating carny? And two, what made her a bad mother?
Nothing. She didn't even do anything to me. She did nothing to me.
She didn't even cheat. She didn't even cheat or anything. You had nothing against her whatsoever.
It was just her race, her class.
The game yet. I hadn't even like thrown the dart yet to confirm that she was cheating in any way. I just like in my
oh Christ.
In my stupid, like, bastard baby shit, like, 8-year-old brain, I just, for some reason, associated, like, carnies with, like, people don't like carnies because they cheat, like how, people don't like lawyers. Like, it was one of those things. I assumed that it was, like, a stereotype. And I just fucking, like, it just came to my brain, and I said that, and the look on this woman's face, she was so... Yeah.
Did your mom hear you? Did your mom hear this?
Oh yeah, she heard me, and like the woman was so livid. She said, "Get out of here! You can't play this game. Get away from me!" Which I don't blame her for at all.
Yeah.
I would have done that. Like if a kid had come up to me and done that, I probably would have leapt over the counter and kicked it in the face and gone to prison. So I don't blame this woman at all. She was like livid. She said, "Go away, you little brat." And like the worst part is, like my mother, because she loves me and she's my mom.
No.
Like my mother, like stood there after I like ran away like a little fucking coward. My mom stood there and like defended me.
Oh yeah,
that's a losing battle. That's a losing battle.
Yeah, like oh, he didn't know what he was saying. He's just like, no, I knew what I was saying. You like she should not have defended me. She should have beat the fuck out of me.
Yeah,
like in the public square. And I don't know. Since you guys were all debasing yourselves and revealing your darkest, most shameful moments, I thought I'd reveal mine.
My story, my shameful story is actually the most like painful memory that I have.
Okay.
It's the most. That's the one thing that I remember as being like
wait, that one
more
that you
ashamed
told?
of doing. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
What the fuck? That's the most shameful you've got.
I mean,
no.
I hurt someone's feelings.
All right.
Reason.
You know what? I'll share one. I'll just share the one that's probably the strongest in my mind, just to fucking. So when I was in 5th grade, it was Valentine's Day, and I was really hoping to get some kind of love letter from several girls in my class I had a crush on. However, I did actually get a love letter. But I had no idea who it was from. It just said "I like you" or something like that.
Dude, I saw this episode of King of the Hill, and it was Bobby's grandma that actually sent it to you.
That's fucking bizarre. No, I'm looking around class hoping it's one of the girls I have a crush on. Like, who the fuck sent me this letter? So I'm at gym class, and at the very end of gym, a girl comes up to me who I've never seen before in my fucking life, and it's like, "I've got a crush on you." And I, having never spoken to a girl before, just like freak out and don't say anything. Like I won't look at her in the eyes. I won't say anything to her. And I just like because like gym class is ending, so everybody's getting in lines to go back into the building. So I just kind of like rush into line, and my friend, not particularly close, but you know the only friend I had in my class was like behind me in line, and I guess this girl is, like, trying to speak to me, but I'm just, like, hardline ignoring her and pretending I don't notice. And, like, she starts badgering this kid, because I guess she can tell we're friends. And I say to my friend, like, hey, can you, like, I don't know what to do. Like, can you tell this girl to stop bothering me, right? And my friend looks at her and says, he hates you.
Oh, fuck.
God.
I mean,
and we've gone nuclear.
He then tells me that he said this, and I'm like, haha. And, like, she's like, crying, and he's, like, laughing, and so I laugh, too. And I'm like, ha! What a dumb bitch!
You had to pick a side. You had to pick a side.
You did.
And so
he wasn't
like,
gonna be a fucking queer into girls, so yeah, he had to.
Exactly. I was staunchly anti-girl at this age.
Yeah.
A few like weeks or months later, we were doing like a class thing where this is a very bizarre project. Everyone in my class had to pick like a famous person from the 1800s, and like we did this thing where we were all in the auditorium, and we just like had to stand still like a statue, and if someone came up and like touched our hand, we had to give a speech as though we were like a living museum of that person. So I was George Washington Carver, and that girl came up, and she kept, like, tapping me over and over again, and I, like, terrified, just kept giving my rote speech of being George Washington Carver. Like, I literally was a installation at a museum, just, like, watching this girl. Like, I very clearly remember, like, her heartbroken face, like, pressing my hand over and over again, hoping I'll say something else.
Won't you treat me like a human being? Stop with the canned responses. Please.
And she didn't say a damn word. That was the last I ever saw of her.
She's just coming up to you, like, tugging at your sleeve, like, tearfully, like,
oh my God.
please, Conrad. And you're just like, did you know that I invented peanut butter?
That is literally exactly what it was.
Oh, man.
And that's the first thing that comes to my mind.
That's a good one.
Shit.
That's a good one.
That's really funny.
But I have easily a dozen stories that embarrassing. So.
I don't know why, but I imagine that
Life
story
of Autism criticism will
in the
take
style,
you in many directions.
I don't know why, but I imagined while you were telling that story that it was like animated in a Ghibli fashion.
I didn't hear what you both said. What were you saying?
It doesn't matter. People have been talking over me this entire podcast. I don't care anymore.
No, sorry.
Nobody will ever hear what I say.
They'll listen back.
Wait.
Tom Munchie, you want to tell stories, or should we move on?
No. How can I top that? I got nothing.
Oh, there was one time where I hit my brother over the head with a metal detector, and I felt bad about it.
I hit Victor with the face with a microwave door once. That was pretty awesome.
I threw a kettle at my sister's head as a child, and I don't know what got into me over there.
I wasn't a child. I was 21 when I hit Victor with a microwave door.
I can't
when we
beat
were
Digi.
fighting over who would get my friend's hamburger that he offered to Victor, but I felt entitled to it, so I hit him with a microwave door.
There are many stories about things I shouldn't have done, sort of like Digi, but not in the sense that there are too many good ones, but just in the sense that I don't know what people will gravitate towards. Most of them are just like not embarrassing in the sense of like, ooh, weren't you like a kooky child? But like, weren't you kooky like 3 or 4 years ago, and therefore aren't you just a terrible person?
When you were a child.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, a lot of embarrassment just comes from like me saying things which would have been funny if I were on the internet and not terribly awkward, but like me trying to do edgy humor outside of like in offline, like just at a school, and it coming off really weird and terrible, and I don't know, like I just would speak in some sort of like grotesque internet meme, and I would say something gross, and then people would be like, "Wow, what a gross asshole," and then not talk to me anymore. And I would think, you know what? Maybe I should have seen this coming.
Like, why don't they get it when I say gamers rise up bottom text and strike the awkward penguin pose? Why don't they like get that?
Yeah,
what's
I don't understand.
What have they never been on 4chan?
There was one time where I was just talking to some girl, and I was joking about how one time I saw like there was this one image I saw of someone who like cooked their period blood into bacon and ate it, and she looked really upset, and I was like, oh yeah, I guess you're not supposed to say that to people.
How does one hook their period blood into bacon?
Well, I
put it on there.
Yeah,
hook in.
Why not?
Well,
you eat the placenta,
Can
you
we
cook
not
the period
talk
blood.
about this? This is really gross.
I'm imagining like a link cable from your pussy to the bacon.
Well, Digi, they have those they have those rubber cups now that you just stick right up there, and it goes into a cup.
No,
so you can pour it into anything you want.
You cook blood into like black pudding.
Yeah, that's true.
So like, why not?
Just use it, I guess.
I did a couple months ago. I had a pho that had it was like a blood pho.
Oh God!
Not a period.
Like like an FOE, like a blood, like a blood.
Yeah. I have many blood foes.
yeah.
I have a new blood foe every day.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Next fucking question, shall we? Let's
please.
3 more. All right.
I apologize to the carnival lady. I'm sorry.
she hears you out there somewhere.
A cheating carny and a bad mother.
All right, here we go. This is from Suoli, as far as I can tell. All right, go.
Yo, okay, so Munchie, college, it's a bad idea. Everything you're saying sounds exactly like what I was saying. Like, oh, maybe I'll make friends or something. No, like everyone's talking about the financials, and like, I get it, but if you're saying like, no, I've got it handled, I have to argue with you on a more important point, which is the fact that the experience is not valuable. You think it will be right now, but the amount of like real world knowledge that you will gain by actually being an adult and not being in some weird like daycare facility for adults is so much greater. If you actually just move somewhere and start your career, you are so lucky to be so young and have so many people actually care about what you're making on the internet right now. You could just Ben Saint style start making shit and people would love it, and you could be good. You think, oh man, I'm gonna meet people. No, everyone in college is like a fucking super libtard. Like, no, it's not gonna work. There are some good people. You probably will make a friend, but here's the thing, Munchie, it's not a good idea. You can make plenty of friends just by being a normal human being. Being in a classroom in college is not like being in a classroom in high school.
This guy.
There's 10 million people and no one talks to each other. It's a huge problem. No one gets along. Listen, high school is like college is the most fucking like denigrating experience ever. It will destroy you. Won't learn anything you can't learn from a book or by actually making things yourself. That's the most important thing. Just push yourself to keep practicing and you will become good.
I honestly.
I love the cut
of
that man's jib. That guy's a fucking that guy.
Let Munchie respond.
Two things. First of all, the two things that come in like every college discussion, which I don't understand, are the speaking with absolute certainty about all colleges ever and the
all bad,
political system
and
in all colleges ever.
Yeah. You can't like
going to college is a mistake all the time.
I don't know about that.
No,
I'm pretty sure. I feel confident.
Wait, what made?
I'm worried about the liberal people in colleges nowadays.
They're not. That's not
all
colleges ever.
You're gonna get like some chick with a green side cut is gonna come and like burn your house down because you're a cis
you guys have to remember that Munchie is a libcuck, so this is not a problem.
That's
true.
Yeah.
Also, for me, I think the biggest concern I would
question
have is
directed at me. Now it's the
Gigi
time.
I know, right?
No, I'm just saying, like, because I was thinking about this after the conversation you and I had about college, Munchie. Is that like you were implying that you were like, oh, I'll come over to your house every weekend, and I'm like, how the fuck are you gonna have time for that if you're in college? At like a serious college.
I understand that I misspoke, and I said that like, well, not every weekend in the conversation which you're referring to. I misspoke. Every weekend is not realistic. To go back to what the guy was saying. Okay, the second thing, like aside from speaking as though you know about every social like group in every college ever, aside from that, also the just be a real person in quotes and you'll be just fine. I don't know, like, okay, if I were to just continue what I'm doing now, what I would be doing what I'm doing right now, aka never leaving the house and only talking to people online and doing my art slowly. So if that's what the equivalent would be.
Going to college is being a real person. All of you guys are wrong. College is good. Being a YouTuber is morally fucking reprehensible. I would give anything to have not dropped out of college.
Whoa, wait,
been a normal human being.
The only two options here are be a YouTuber or go to college.
No, well, they're making it sound like, oh, drop out of college and be an artist. Here's an idea, fuckfaces. Stay in college and be an artist. And maybe don't ruin your entire life by dropping out and devoting everything to this fucking dead end of an artistic career.
Okay, when I hear, quote, be a real person, I think get a cubicle job is what this guy is saying.
Okay.
A normal job.
The thing that stands out to me most about what this guy's saying is the idea that there is nothing that you learn in college that you can't learn from a book or somewhere else. Like, they don't have a monopoly on like secrets.
Okay, Ben, of course they don't have a monopoly on all knowledge, but like there are and sure you can learn some technical skill in books, but like what I've said 1,000 times, I will have an instructor with me who is instructing me on a personal basis. He is helping me through things. As well, I will be surrounded by constant artists
who... Great.
Okay, guys.
That might be great, or it might suck ass.
Okay, obviously there is risk, but it is an educated decision I'm making based on literally attending not a metaphorical college, but a college I'm going to.
Munchie, I'm not being a digi here, and I'm not saying that college is a bad idea and you will regret it. You might not, but I am saying that you can't tell me that you haven't. It's an educated decision because you don't know. You will not know if it was regrettable and a mistake.
You can talk to people who've been there, and
until after. No,
I'm not.
Look, you just won't know. Okay, it's just a fucking crapshoot. That's all I'm saying. It's a crapshoot.
It's not a crapshoot. It's just always bad. Tell me one time I've ever been wrong about anything.
Oh, Jesus.
I'll get back to that.
Gucci, I didn't like the anime you recommended, so...
Like what?
Shit.
Wait, you didn't like Angel of Death?
I liked it at the beginning, but the further I got, the worse
Well,
it got.
I only saw the first 2 episodes. You can't judge me. I didn't see the whole show. It seemed like your kind of thing based on how much I saw. I apologize that the show went to shit from your perspective.
It's okay.
I wasn't wrong at the time.
I'll give you that much, did you?
You're not. There's nothing is guaranteed in life.
Of course.
And no matter how educated you think you are, you could end up regretting it. Here's the thing: you will end up in debt. you might end up okay with that. Maybe.
Ben, of course, that is true. I'm not saying I am guaranteed to enjoy college, but again, I'm playing the odds. And there's also no guarantee that I'll be able to make a living on the internet with no sort of foot in the industry whatsoever. There's no guarantee in that either.
Well, okay, but I'm just saying that your solution to that is to just accept a large amount of debt and then pay that off later.
That's not all that I'm doing. You know that's not all that I'm doing.
As a man with debt, I can definitely say having debt is the worst part of my life and the biggest regret I have and the thing I most wish I didn't have.
Sure.
Well, the idea that somebody on a fucking podcast can wave their hand over all of it and say that college is always a bad idea no matter who you are is insane.
Well,
just
only
like the idea that
you're...
I know. Just like the idea that, like, say, your father saying if you don't go to college, you'll fail no matter what is also insane.
Yeah, of course.
Guys, okay.
Here's why college didn't work for me. Because I went to a community college. I didn't have the money or the grades or whatever to go to a real university, so I didn't really meet people or didn't really take it seriously. And I went into college with an attitude of, I don't need this. I'm going to be an artist, so why am I here? So I floundered in it for 3 years and then dropped out. But if you have the chance, if you have the real opportunity, if you have to get yourself into debt to go to college and you don't think it's for you, then it's not for you. But if you have the opportunity to go to a real university, then it is an experience that is valuable. You will probably make friends. You will probably learn something. You will probably get a good career out of it eventually.
I've never known anybody who I respected who went to college.
I went to college, you asshole.
Ben.
Yeah, me too.
Tom, you did. Wait, Tom, do you have a degree?
Yeah.
You do have a degree.
Yeah, he does.
But you hate college. Okay, let me rephrase that.
Yeah, Ben has a degree, but he didn't like his art.
I've never known anybody who went to college and didn't regret it that I respect.
I don't entirely regret it.
Well, I don't regret it.
Well, Hippo, you don't
now
count.
You're saying you don't respect
You're from
me?
England. It's different.
Well, I went to a social function, a Smash tournament at the school that I want to go to, and it was a nice time. I didn't make a new friend.
I hope to God that's a joke.
Guys, please. We already had this argument before, and I don't think we're bringing up anything new.
You're not trying to tell me that that a Smash tournament is an argument in favor of college.
No,
right?
I'm not. What? No, obviously. Okay. Maybe if everyone would stop fucking speaking over me, so I can actually say what I'm trying to say and not just say one sentence of it, and then I have to stop.
But Munchie, I have to keep arguing because I have to keep increasing the time that I'm on this podcast so I can get paid for it. Now that I've jumped into it at the last minute.
I'm not saying. Oh, I want to go to college because there's Smash tournaments. That'll be cool. That's not at all what I'm saying. Don't even get that out of your mind immediately. That's not even close.
Yeah, I thought that would be ridiculous.
No,
I just don't understand.
Oh my God, Digi! I can't believe you right now. After I just said that I want people to stop interrupting me, you come in saying something obviously retarded because everything you say is obviously fucking retarded.
Anything you have to say at all.
Munchie, please continue.
Stop. Yeah. I'm saying that I went. People were saying you won't make friends. The guy in the voicemail was saying you won't make friends. You just won't do it. But I went to a social function. I went to a social function, and it was great. Sure, I don't have hit me up on Discord later. We're best friends now. But it was nice to hang out with people, and it wasn't an air of I don't know what I'm doing. I can't make friends here. I've been with the same sort of cultural. I've been to this school, and I don't dislike the culture at all. It will be fun to go to social functions.
I feel like anyone who says you won't make friends is just a weird person who wouldn't make friends anywhere.
There's some of that.
Obviously that's wrong, but this whole friend argument is weird. It sort of feels like we're arguing past the point because you can make friends at college, but you can make friends anywhere.
I feel like Munchie could easily make friends in any circumstance he was in. There's no reason to go to
Dude, everyone listening to this, because I feel like most of the people who listen to the procrastinators are in their late teens.
Probably.
That's the demographic. Yeah. They're probably, weighing their options of whether to go to college. If you can, go. Fucking be young. Be young and be around other young people for the love of God. Do not be 29 years old and be a fucking YouTuber and having a crisis. I want to go back to college. That's all I want in the world. I want to go back.
Don't be a YouTuber, but don't go to fucking college. Just get a regular fucking job, like a normal human, like 90% of the population.
You can do that and go to college, though.
You can go to college after the regular job and not have fucking debt.
Let people make their own choices about their own lives.
if you've got the opportunity
don't let
to
people
go to
make
college,
choices about their own lives because they'll make the wrong choices. Everyone lives their life fucking wrong.
It's gonna be
people
the wrong
who have
choice
already. Hold on. We are all
Shut
people who have lived wrong and have the opportunity to tell people how to avoid the mistakes we've made. Munchie's
I
a
didn't
fucking
make any
child
mistakes.
compared
I made
to
all
any
the right
else in this
decisions at every
fucking
point.
podcast. We're just
I came
trying
in like
to
an
tell
agent
them how
of
we all
chaos.
fucked up.
I've been off the podcast
If you
for
have
months.
the opportunity to go to school and you won't saddle yourself with debt, it's probably a great idea. But like, it's the trade-off, okay? It's the trade-off of a huge amount of debt, debt for this fucking thing that may or may not benefit you.
Dang it.
God.
Oh. We're gonna get copyright claimed if we play that shit too long.
No, it's from a video game. You can play video game music.
Oh,
it's
okay.
free.
You might be right. You might be right about that.
I just want to say that I think it's really hilarious that, like, Munchie is constantly defending college from the standpoint of not having gone to an audience of everyone else who has gone to college.
Well, you're disparaging it from someone who never finished their degree
went to
and
community
went for, like,
college.
a year.
You did a degree. I don't give a shit. Everyone I've ever told, it's not just me. It's not like I haven't spoken to countless people who've been to college. It's not like I don't have a huge
I am someone who's been to college, and I
to.
don't even think it's bad. I'm not even against it. I'm skeptical, but I'm not like unilaterally saying that college is bad. Hey
Munchie, do you want to live the life of Ben Saint, living with 9 other dudes and making $400 a month for the rest of your life? Like,
yeah,
is that the lifestyle you want?
Ben seems pretty fulfilled in his life.
Well, then you'll be fine. Go to college.
Wait a minute. Wait. Ben's life being like that isn't because he went to college. It's because he became an artist.
Both are equally the problem.
Yeah. Well, okay, but he does have debt. I mean, that's
becoming an artist was the right choice for me, and I'm fucking happy with my life, Digi, you asshole.
I know you're happy with your life. I'm asking Munchie if he would be happy with your life.
Digi, here's the thing. I'm in front of a panel of people who have been to college. Who do I like the most out of this group? Who I like want to... I'm sorry, I shouldn't say it like that. It's a very mean thing to say.
Yeah.
I mean, who do I respect?
Right.
Who do I respect? Like, what kind of life do I want to lead? Oh, Hippo, Ben. They both went to college and say... in Ben's case, not a bad thing. You know, there you got Roy the Prawns. Hippo was just, yeah, it was cool. It was good. Yeah, well, I want to do that.
Well, go ahead, faggot.
But
I'm just letting you know that it's the worst decision you could ever make.
Hey, man, look, I used to visit my buddy who went to Michigan State, which is an actual college.
Yeah.
I used to visit him. I'd come there for St. Patty's Day, and it was beautiful. It was amazing. He would just walk around the college town, going into everyone else's apartment, having every single house or apartment had a party in it with drinks and girls and fun and friendship. He was friends with the whole town. Go to college, and you'll be just like that guy. Every time. It's always good.
Look, I'm saying all I'm saying is, from my perspective, saying I'm going to college is like saying I'm going to get an abortion on myself. It's like, I hate my life and I want to die. Like, telling me I'm going to college is like saying I want to be castrated and I hope I never be
prepared.
If you go to college, you can become an abortion guy, professor, and you can do that. You can become.
I just think you should be flexible, and you shouldn't feel like if you need to if college isn't working, you should be willing to change course and abandon
I'm not
it.
saying that I will enjoy college is the best decision to me for definitively 100%. Of course there is risk, and I understand. I'm sorry if I seem more dissensitive than usual. I'm just annoyed. But
that's fine.
I'm on Team Munchie. I believe in you, boy.
It's fine to be annoyed, Munchie. I understand why you're annoyed. I'm just annoyed every time anybody says the phrase "I'm going to college" to me.
Well,
like every time I hear that phrase, I think, "Oh, great! Oh, great! You're perpetuating everything I hate in the world. Great!
Gigi's N-word.
Just make everything the same as it's been. Who fucking cares? You have the opportunity to do anything else, but you're gonna do the same thing.
Munchie,
Great!
I wish the best for you. Munchie, I wish
the
best for you. Whatever you
don't wish the best for me. Don't change. Stop. No more.
Look.
Can I make one?
Here's how I win this conversation. Because conversations are about winning. So here's how I win it. They're not about understanding each other. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No matter what you do in life, you're going to regret it. Whatever you do when you're 20, you're going to regret it when you're 30. Yeah. So just do whatever you want, man. Everyone, just do whatever you want. I win.
Final point on this. I think this is a real, actually big brain, intelligent point. It's that I think that college is kind of the pleasures of childhood, and then like working, and this is not meant to be demeaning, and then like whatever, like getting a job, that allows you to get like the pleasures of adulthood. I think the pleasures of adulthood are better, like having control of your life sooner, and like not going into debt, being financially solvent. That's the main reason why I think that. I mean, and I would never say college isn't right for anyone, including Munchie. It's just like, well, if you want to be a doctor, you got to go to college. End of conversation.
Well, yeah, but if you want to be a doctor, you're not a human being.
Well, all right, fair enough. Fair enough.
I want to be a doctor. I have like secret dreams of being a psychologist or a therapist.
That's
think
not
about
a
it all the
doctor.
time.
Come
What?
on.
What are you talking about?
Actually, you need your doctorate.
Do you have to have a whole doctorate?
Like I think about that a lot. Like, I really want to go back to college and like major in psychology or something. So I
Wait,
can.
Do you actually have to have a doctorate to be a psychologist?
Well, you can be like a therapist without a literal doctorate, I think, or a social worker.
To be a psychologist, you do not require a medical degree.
Yeah.
You're not a medical doctor, but you need your PhD.
Yeah.
You need your PhD, which is a doctorate.
My buddy's a psychologist. He,
okay.
He went to a lot of school. It's crazy.
Psychologists are cool. Psychiatrists, there's no one I trust less in this world.
Psychiatrists are actually like more.
Yeah,
I mean,
more
not they're the one with the more exacting like medical degree.
That's true.
They're the people who I
licensed.
am thoroughly
Everybody's a
disgusted
psycho.
All right, let's move on to the next. We got two questions left, people. Here, Mr. Waffle Guy is the one. So here he goes with his question.
All right. So on the Halloween and student debt episode, we got a really good discussion about Munchie's college plans. Where
my
Nate wants to
damn it.
take with
Wait,
YouTube,
all right.
and what Hippo's got besides YouTube. That's all fantastic. I loved it. But my brain mouth requires more. Feed it its greens. Give me the sustenance of the plans of the rest of the PCP members.
Okay.
Anyone else on the episode?
The
Where do you want to
Plans?
take yourself in the future? Where do you see yourself? And not only individually, but with the PCP. What do you plan on doing?
Well, I've been convinced I'm not going to college anymore, and that no one should go to college. So now I've officially abandoned that idea. So now I don't know. The future's wide open.
It looked like a career in homelessness is looking pretty good right now. Just
my career is gonna be. I'm gonna become Andrew Hussey, but good. Is what I'm gonna do.
That sounds good. But so you'll be Toby Fox then. You'll be Toby Fox.
Yeah, but I'll have a different name called my name.
Toby Bison,
I don't
another
have like a long-term, like step-by-step plan. I know that I'm gonna finish Max Surviving TBAP, and then take a break. Takes like a social media break and go away for a while until Vapors 3 is done.
Oh, yeah.
All I have is a list of projects. I don't have a life plan. All I have is a list of projects.
Same.
I mean, that's
and
also
they, and they go
That's admirable.
TBAP, Vapors 3, Beastcapades, Champion 2, and that's it.
That's what's admirable about more than anything. I think more than any like life goal that you could have is just having a list of projects. That's really nice.
Well,
that's good.
I have.
That's all I have. That's all I am. Is my list of It's all I am is my list of projects and the fucking bullshit standing between me and them.
What a beautiful future.
I
This is
feel that.
utilitarian.
I feel that
peak.
hardcore, Ben.
Well, my current plan is next year to downsize my living situation because I overexerted myself moving into a place that was too expensive. So I'm going to move into a less expensive place, try to reduce my cost of living while saving up so I can pay off the debt I have to the government over taxes.
Good plan.
Eventually pay off the taxes. Once that's sorted out, try to move my career in a way that I don't have to be so focused on having to do anything mainstream whatsoever. Move in a more artistic direction. Try to work with other people more because I'm increasingly less interested in what I can do by myself and more in what I can do with other people. So try to do that. And then maybe 2 or 3 years from now, fuck off from all of it and go have a kid somewhere and
2 or 3 years
in the mountains.
Become a
you want Digi, you want to talk about you might as well be saying I'm gonna abort myself.
Yes.
Go have a fucking kid.
I want to abort myself. Why would I? Hold on. What's the point of living at all?
What's the point of making a new life?
If I make a kid, maybe he can do something. He can
Did
make
you-
good on all this bullshit.
No.
The point of life is the experience of living, which you are giving up. You are giving up for some other person to have those experiences instead.
Like, consider this. as a 27-year-old, nothing is fun to me anymore. However, having a kid, I can experience fun again vicariously through them.
You are a fucking idiot.
What the fuck?
No.
Wait, what's an idiot about that? What are you talking about?
I think having a kid is not stupid. I don't think having a kid is stupid.
Remember back when like Christmas was fun and like you like enjoyed like doing things with people? Like,
stop chasing the pleasures of childhood and embrace the pleasures of adulthood.
It'll never be fun in the
pleasures
same
of
way
adulthood
again,
are raising a child. What are you talking about, Nate?
They're about mastering your life and doing what you want. And having a child can be one of them, for sure.
What is more mastering your life than having a child?
I don't even know what I'm arguing, because it's fine to have a kid. Just, I don't know, just make sure it's responsible, whatever.
I would like to see a new arc of Digi with a child.
Individually, as human beings, we have very little impact on the world. Continuing the legacy of humanity is far more important than anything we can do by ourselves.
That sounds like the most selfish reason to have a child imaginable.
What is selfish about that? What is selfish about wanting to continue the human fucking race? Like, selfish would be being like, I'm gonna perfect myself and never continue humanity because I'm totally gonna have such a huge impact on the younger generation. Like,
you don't need to continue humanity. Like, it doesn't need continuing. It's gonna continue just fine.
Oh, well, I mean, okay, but somebody's got to do it. Take responsibility and do it,
Take responsibility. Fuck it. No,
man,
whatever.
Fuck you, Let me tell you, I just want to be happy. That's my hope for the future. I just want to find something that brings me peace.
I'm already happy. I'm even happy having a kid.
The point of life is the experience of it. And I don't, I mean, sorry if this is fucking selfish or whatever, but I don't want to give that up so that someone else can have it.
What is giving up about, I don't understand how having a kid is giving up anything.
Being a parent is fucking boring.
No, what is boring about being a parent?
It's like the worst nightmare I can imagine.
Kids are automatically more interesting than anyone your own age.
No.
Everyone my age, I already thoroughly understand. You're all the same as me. You're all fucking
kids
boring
are boring.
doomers.
All kids think the same shit. All kids think the same shit. They haven't had an original thought in their shitty lives.
And then they
They're
turn
worthless.
like 14 and like they understand a world you can't even conceive of because they've been literally raised on technology you barely comprehend.
Listen, kids are boring because by the time you have them, you have already thought every thought they'll ever have like 100 times
bullshit.
over. Maybe when they're like 30, if they're a super genius, maybe they'll exceed your fucking mental capacity and teach you something.
So what are the odds of that?
You know who else
that your kid has to be literally a super genius to teach you anything. That's what you're saying?
Ben, look at what we do compared to what our parents experienced in their life, and just think about the radical difference and how they're able to kind of understand it through us. Man, I'm just saying that has value.
I don't want to understand things through people. I want it's fine. Yeah, maybe 20 years down the line there will be a new cultural paradigm. Yeah. I don't want to experience that cultural paradigm vicariously through a fucking, creature that I made. I want to fucking be involved in it. I want to be involved in it myself. I want to be relevant myself.
Look, Ben, I completely agree, which is why the smart man does both. That's what I say.
By the way, for the record, I think being a father is cool.
I agree. I think it's super cool. I mean, if you do it well,
No, it's definitely the least cool thing.
I can't. What are you?
All right, guys, this is like the salon.
This is like a fucking It's Always Sunny episode where like they can't solve any problem without having a 4-hour argument about nothing.
That's pretty much true. God,
yeah.
This has been a
absolutely
gauntlet.
True.
All right, let's get to our final question, shall we?
We're pretty split on all these.
We're split. That's right. All right, final message of the day.
Please,
this is from
save me.
It's from our boy Crunchy. Crunchy's writing
God,
in.
I don't.
Let's see what. Let's hear it. What do you got
for this?
Wait, it didn't load properly. Hang on.
Nightmare.
This is gonna be good. Probably.
I don't believe you.
It's already fucking dark at 4:40.
Here we go.
What the fuck is
Greetings, Munchie.
Oh,
so glad to see you survived my missile. But you will not be so lucky this time. You see, I have a new mission, and it puts all of your lives at risk. The PCP dating sim is real, and it is coming.
No, it's not.
We have made good progress. We have already completed half the entire soundtrack in just 1 week.
Oh my god.
Costume designs have been finalized, and art assets are well underway. The only thing we're missing is writers. If you are interested in writing steamy shit, go to twitter.com/PCPdating and join the Discord. Join the fun, or else you will be eliminated. I have them snakes here with me, and if you don't go, he will split into numerous pieces and inject all of you with his them snakes venom, and you will die. This is your last warning.
I just want to say that I'm very, very disappointed that cat is out of the bag about them snakes. I really thought no one. I thought I could hide his existence forever.
That gave me a stroke.
Yeah. PCP dating, I guess. At PCP dating, check it out. I guess.
I just want to say that was like probably one of the funniest things on like the past like 50 PCPs. Like not just on the strength of it, but the fact that I was experiencing such emotional turmoil, and then and then almost if on like cue narratively, the bullshit accusations hurled at me have devolved into "Hello, Munchie, it's me, the embodiment of a cartoon villain." That's incredible. I couldn't have planned it better myself, and frankly, it almost makes me forgive you for being a part of the PCP dating sim, which is a fake project, which isn't actually happening. It's actually happening in the sense that people say that it's happening, but last I checked, it's just been people sitting on their thumbs and doing fucking nothing. So
okay, Frank, the idea that the soundtrack is half done, and wow, we're making such progress. I mean, come on, you know what, guys?
Wait,
prove
I
us
have
wrong.
heard nothing about this. Is this a thing
I
that's been
fucking
discussed?
I sure would like for it to be
I'm
real.
checking it out right now.
How did they make a soundtrack first without having anything written?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, didn't Toby Fox do the soundtrack before he made the actual game?
Oh my God, guys,
there you go.
I've got it right here. The fucking link. to it.
Do they not
Here.
even have artists though?
No. Oh, you know who's doing the art for me?
What?
Kazzy.
Oh
no, she's
true?
not.
Yeah.
She said she's not.
She's
not
not
doing
she
it anymore.
She was.
Oh, okay.
But she
Well,
stopped, I guess.
Well, hang on. I see this Twitter was made like 7 days ago or something.
This Twitter is nothing more than calls for writers, artists, and musicians.
Yeah, but it was made a few days ago.
Wait. Why is the PCP dating sim location New Los Angeles City, aka
whoa,
Neon
yeah,
Wall?
wait,
No,
whoa,
what does
hold
that
on.
mean? There's a Discord link here, though. People,
There is.
Oh God.
I'm gonna check that shit out.
Cool.
They want you people help make visual novel writers. They want you get in there and
Their
make it
logo
real, I
is like
guess.
cleaner than our logo. It's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, me too.
I really want that to exist, mostly so that I can see how badly they write my dialogue.
I'm very interested. Yeah,
I am highly concerned, but also mildly curious.
That's
Okay.
fair. I can't wait to get Flanderized to shit.
No more.
It's gonna be dope.
Please release
I
me.
bet half of my dialogue is just gonna be purple.
It's definitely true. All right, guys, that's it.
Are we done?
We're done. We've made it to the
Is
end.
this gauntlet finally complete?
Patreon.com/theprocrastinators. And not them snakes. Do never go there. Give us $5 for bonus episodes. Last one was the Spooky Stories Halloween with art and animations by Lethal Aurora Mage. It was beautiful. It was glorious, and everybody had a great time listening to it. Follow us at TPCrastinators for all your Twitter updates. Check out at PCP Dating on Twitter, and I guess go help these guys or something. That sounds fun, right? And that's all I've got to say.
Only do it if you're a person with drive and verve and the willingness to see a project through to the end.
I doubt that's any of you listening right now.
Same.
But I do it and prove me wrong, people.
Yes.
All right, that's it. Thanks for putting up with us yet again this week. We'll
For
see
3.5 hours.
3.5 hours. We're getting out of here. Bye.
That's it.
Bye.
Go to college if you want to kill yourself.
I'm supposed to be working right now. I'm supposed to